Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Let's talk chirping.
All right.
So Daniel texted me over the weekend.
I did.
And
text chirp.
I text him a lot. I chirp him. I digital chirp him. Well, I just feel, I don't know, man. I feel the need to digital chirp you. A lot.
Digital chirp down.
I actually,
we know the guy who wrote that song.
We do.
He tried to scam us.
He tried to scam us. Then he did. Well,
Oh,
it was a passive.
Oh, yeah,
He
yeah.
tried to get us in his.
Yeah.
He tried to get us to jump into the scam pool with him.
It was a multi-level marketing thing.
It was a multi-level marketing thing, and last time we saw him, he came here and he did the move where you're in multi-level marketing. I'm just going to pretend I'm in multi-level marketing right now, and I'm going to do the move he did to both of you guys, okay? Let's just say I sell noni juice, okay?
Yeah,
I'm a noni juice salesman. I have
right.
been all my life, and I'm a damn good one. I'm sitting here, I'm like, uh-oh. I'm looking at my cell phone. Oh, what's that? Oh, I knew it. You guys aren't biting. You're supposed to say, what?
See, you're a chirper. We don't care.
You're not doing
That's the
it.
problem
You're the
with
worst people to
non-chirpers.
chirp at.
We don't want to. We don't want to know about your business.
I gave you my best. I did it, and you didn't even fall for it.
I thought
don't
you
wanna-
were doing
No.
what happened to us, and we were like, "Oh my God, he's doing it." We don't want to mention it because
Exactly.
he's gonna start this
But
whole
we
awkward
did.
like,
But
"Oh,
I did.
made."
I was like,
Because
okay.
you're a chirper.
I was like, okay.
You bit.
I did bite. I'm naturally wired to bite.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, all right, I'll play along. What did you do? And he's like, oh. And then I would be like,
I just
oh,
made
man.
$3,800.
I made $3,800 selling all this noni juice. If only I had some other friends that want to invest. You guys probably wouldn't want free money. He did like that thing.
Yeah.
And then me and Tom are like laughing and also mad in our mind. And we're like, oh no, this is making somebody we really care about. It's like it's like they're dull now, right? Like the polish is wearing off. And
But
I'm like,
then,
uh-oh.
then something happened which we didn't see coming, where he got mad that we
Yeah, he
didn't.
got mad.
He got mad at us.
Like he just did. Yeah.
Yeah, he flipped it on. Well, that's just.
Well, he got mad that
That's-
we wouldn't go down
Yes.
Right.
the multi-level marketing hole
You didn't
with
want to
him.
hear the pitch.
Because
yeah.
okay, so we
yeah.
did it. We got the pitch live in here, which to this day is still one of my favorite memories. And then and then I got a Facebook Messenger message that basically but it was, and I didn't expect it to go this direction. This is what I was talking about. It went like
I laughed at this.
It didn't go mad. It meant more like, I shared the $32,000 I made with noni juice to you guys, and I offered you the ability to get on board with me, and you didn't take it. And that's basically like spitting in my goddamn face. I have never been more disappointed. And I'm like, what is happening? What is happening?
I like that part.
You did. You laughed and you loved that part.
Yeah.
And then
Because
I
was like,
I just
he went
closed my
aggressive.
laptop. I didn't even write back. I just closed my
He went aggressive that we didn't jump in on his multi-level.
No, yeah, but I wonder if that works for some people. Are like, "Whoa, okay, bro, I'll
Yeah,
join.
it
I'll join. Jesus, be my friend."
Intimidation
Yeah,
factor, man.
yeah.
It is a different flex, right? But
Yeah.
hey, welcome back to the show. You guys want to do voicemail, email? What do you want to do here? Oh, you listed something down.
Oh,
there.
I started with the chirping.
Digitally chirped
Yeah,
him.
yeah,
yeah.
And then I said digital chirp down.
Yeah. That got us whole way.
Sorry about that.
That's how the show works. It's like
That really sidetracked
you
us.
mentioned one thing, and we're like, let's go down this road. What's
Yeah.
down here?
So I got a digital chirp from Daniel, and
That's what we call text messages.
He was saying that his daughter, he's like, Maisie won't stop talking to me. She just talks nonstop to me every second of the day.
You have no idea.
And then-
It's
I think I have a little idea.
No, you don't. You don't.
I said she's
no, it's
chirping
not
it
me.
good.
No, it's not even close to me. It's not even similar. It's not. I'm a 1. She's a 9.
Yeah, because she's not aware that
Fresh.
she's bothering you.
Fresh
she has no
chirp.
concept
Fresh
of
chirp.
that someone is bothered by that.
It's an X-Men that doesn't know how to control their powers yet.
Yeah.
That's what all it is. It's like it's Cyclops before he had the red visor, right? He's just literally obliterating towns. He was a baby, right? Cyclops was a baby with laser eyes, and he's obliterating everything. They had to slap put a gel on that baby, put a red gel in his face. He's killing everything, and then they had to teach him to not look at people without his red glasses on, or he'd burn their faces off.
It's so funny, but you always want what you don't have, because like
She won't play video games with me, but she'll sit there and talk to me while I play video games, which is horrible.
me and Daniel constantly we talk about like things our kids do, and we're like, I want that. Like,
Yeah.
I want my sons to talk to me nonstop about their day, whatever. Like, my sons are
This
quiet.
is everything.
Dude, when I drive my sons to school every single day, it is literally they get into the car and we drive this in dead silence.
That smells like a McMuffin. Did you have a McMuffin?
I didn't have it. I had the same.
That
old
smells like a
stinky
McMuffin. My God, I thought you were a little toe in vacation time. That smelled like a dad burp. That was straight up McMuffin coffee all day long. In fact, it smelled like my dad. I almost burst into tears and started hugging you. I'm like, Dad? Ghost of my dad.
Burped the ghost.
The ghost of my dad is a McMuffin and coffee. It just came out of your
I did have
bowels.
coffee, and yesterday I went too hard. I screwed up.
What do you mean?
You drink too much coffee and poop your pants?
I drank too much, and then I ran out of regular White Claw, and I started Surge.
Oh no, you never
Full
end
dad.
on Surge.
Full dad.
Yeah, and then I think I blacked out.
Oh man.
Surge is awesome.
I woke up at 4 in the morning, and I was like, oh no.
Were you at least in bed?
Dude.
No, yeah, I was in bed. No, I made it.
He was floating on a raft in the pool. All the lights are out.
Yeah. It was just, my sons are there. My wife's gone. I don't know what's happening. They're sleeping with me. And I'm like, oh.
She finally left you.
You wake up and your wife had left you with it.
No. I woke up and I was like, I need water. And I go and I get Advil, shaky hand, old man. I'm trying to. It's dead. It's pitch black.
Oh, why did they do that?
And I'm trying to find the two arrows together, and I can't find it.
And
I'm
it
like,
hurts my
please.
thumb.
And you don't have your pop glasses on.
Yeah, I have no idea
You
where my
gotta feel.
glasses.
You gotta feel.
Yeah, I'm feeling.
You gotta rub around it's like rubbing the edge of a quarter. You're feeling the grooves. You gotta feel the grooves. Where's the arrow? Where's
And
the
then
arrow?
I finally get the Advil out. I'm like my hands are numb.
And it hurts.
They're falling. The Advil's falling all over the floor.
And if you don't have it lined up perfectly, like an Indiana Jones trap, like you'll never get that top off ever.
And then I'm trying to get the glasses out of the cabinet, and I'm like clanging them around, and then all of a sudden I hear, "What's happening?" It's the crow.
Where was she hiding?
She's sleeping in
She
Tommy's
sleeps in the
room.
front yard with a shotgun. Like,
Why is she
what's
sleeping
happening?
in Tommy's room?
I don't know what happened, but no.
They each get one, and they're
You
going
guys
their
get in a
separate
fight?
ways.
No. My sons, like, they started off like we got home
They
late.
sleep an hour a day in each room.
Anyway, we went to the beach. It was a whole thing. No, it was fine.
Oh, you got beach blackout drunk.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the worst.
That's a rough one.
Yeah. I never started drinking early, but I'm like, at the beach.
Sunday
yeah.
fun day.
And then,
Suns out, guns out.
But then, like I said, I didn't have any more White Claws, so I threw some Surges, and that's how I started with Surge. And then, anyway.
Yeah, you got to start with Surge.
So,
Gunpowder, light the gunpowder.
I wish I had a chirper. And I got two quiet ass boys that we drive to work. We drive to school in total silence, and the only thing I say is like, "Have fun at school." And they're like, "Yeah," and they get out.
They say, yeah.
They don't talk.
Like
They just throw up a peace sign and walk out.
Yeah. And it's not even.
Deuce.
They literally sit inside. We were sitting and like eating breakfast, like making breakfast
Like
every
two old
morning,
men.
and they just sit there in silence. I'm like,
I don't get that.
just talk.
Well, they're
Like-
tired because you kept them up till midnight.
Like, for instance, breakfast, Maisie's talking all the way through it while eating and cartwheeling at the same time. It's like she'll take a bite of waffle and then she's like, look at this. And she'll do like a back bend, and then she'll flip over her legs and then take another bite. I'm like, don't do that with your mouth full. You're going to choke and die. And she's like, you'll make fun of me
You'll
or bully
choke
me.
and die.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she'll bully me. She's like, you're fat. Like, I mean, that's what I got.
She's an athlete.
Yeah, she's bullying me already.
Yeah, she likes bullying. I'm telling you,
She
it's
loves
like everything
bullying.
I like.
Yeah, she loves bullying.
I
She
know.
likes to pat my belly and goes, this is jiggly, like mom's butt. And I'm like, that's great. This is great.
My sons, like, I finally taught them how to ride a bike. Right?
Wow.
Do it.
They're not. It's not 100%. And this is so.
Hey, if they can coast on it and keep the wheels up, hey, you've done your due diligence. You're good.
Well, they're like in the process of learning how to be like I'm still running them by their side so
Yeah.
they don't fall over, but they're riding by themselves with no training
Nice.
wheels, right? But their thing is they do it in such small spurts. For instance, like Max was like, "Oh, Gigi hasn't seen me ride a bike." That's what he calls
Oh, that's awesome.
Crystal's mom. And then so she was over, and then Max like, "All right, I'm gonna go ride a bike." So we all went out to the front yard,
I
and
love
then
it. I love it.
we get Max on the bike, and then he rides like we run by the side. He rides by himself for 100 feet, and then he comes back to the driveway and he's like, you see it? And then
Yeah,
G's
I
like,
am
good job. And he's like, all right, go back in time. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, don't you want to
He
ride
just
some
wanted
more?
to prove he could do it,
Like-
but he doesn't actually want
No,
to.
Max
enjoy
is
it.
practical. I
Yeah.
like. Max is practical in the idea that if I need to ride this bike away from this house burning down, I know how to do it. Now that's all I need to know.
And I'm
It's like
like-
a fire extinguisher.
You got to ride longer to, like you can technically do it, but you got to ride more so you can start doing it by, and then you get to the point where you just ride around.
I think
But-
that's smart because Maisie being
2 minutes.
and this is I know people are going to get mad. but
Less than 2 minutes.
some would say the dumber children, maybe mine, would get on their bike and ride in a circle for 3 hours.
She's an athlete. She's like,
Burning energy.
I guess.
My sons, they just want to obviously just play video games all day, which we don't want
That's
to do.
what I
But
wanna
they just
do.
want to sit inside. They never go outside. They never want to run around.
That's
do
crazy.
flips.
Yeah, no,
I
that's
could
we
do
have too
some
many
flips.
We did no too many
Yeah,
flips.
man. You just sit in silence.
That's what I
Not
want.
a normal
I want
childhood
to, see,
behavior.
I want two little boys that will sit beside me and be like, "Great job, you just virtually won a new plane." Or,
Oh, yeah,
"Great
yeah.
job, your virtual car
Dude.
race, you just won you won a new Mini Cooper, or you got a really rare McLaren."
They would sit there and watch you fly
Yes.
the plane to Atlanta.
Oh, I'm doing
Like, just
Forza now. Like,
mesmerized by nothing.
I got-
Why are you mesmerized by nothing?
I ordered Forza like a year ago. I pre-ordered it, and I forgot I even ordered it like way before, and it started. That's so cool that you like fire up. I sound like a dumb old man. But you fire up your gaming system, and like the game's there. It's like, hey, here's your new game.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't have to go to the store. It's amazing. But I started playing that. Oh, they would love that. All the cars in there, all the crazy ass cars and different tracks and all the kind of cool stuff. But May does not care about any video games. Not a lick.
So,
Thinks it's stupid.
speaking of the beach, Max got stung by a man of war.
My mom got stung by a man of war back in the day. My mom got stung by a man of war. Had to go to the hospital, ambulance.
Now, maybe this wasn't a man of war, but
Tentacles, long purple tentacles.
well, they were littered on the beach. Like there was, it must have been like from that cold front coming in or whatever,
Yeah.
like a lot of waves or whatever. So there's a lot of debris on the beach, and there was tiny, what looked like man of wars to me. I'm not sure if they're a different kind of jellyfish or whatever, but like little, I would say 3-inch bubblegum size, like half deflated, half kind of inflated, like purple
Yeah.
Jelly.
things.
It's
Jelly.
like,
yeah. Like
To me, the man of war I always thought was the one that looks like an air balloon on the top, and then its tentacles spread
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
Because my mom, what happened? It got wrapped around her, and then it like she went into shock. It was crazy.
Jesus.
yeah, they could poison you.
Yeah,
good,
they can get
but
you good.
These were on the beach, like they washed the shore
Yeah.
dry.
Well, they break up. Like the
Yes.
waves will smash them and break them up, but they're still stingable.
And I guess some of the tentacles were
Yeah.
still in the waves. Like,
Oh man, he got. Oh my god,
well,
it
he had-
hurts.
It was
dude.
a lot, like 2 lines on his back.
It hurts.
right? Like about 4 inches or whatever. And but it wasn't from a live one, so I think it was less.
I got a live one on my thigh, and man, it's like red. It's
It'll
like
make it
fire.
bleed,
It's
right?
like, yeah.
Anyway,
It can.
But they were littered on the beach, like everywhere, because they washed up. There was hundreds of them, so we had like yelling at the kids, like, watch where you step, because I
Yeah.
think if you step
I'm
on them,
surprised your kids don't wear aqua socks.
No, he draws a line at that. I've heard him say that before.
They were too lazy. They want to. It's just they're too lazy to remember.
great,
They
yeah.
are. They're like me, where they if they if we would have brought them, I'm sure they. But they also get sand in them, and they don't like that. You know, like when they're stepping on sand, it's rubbing their feet.
Yeah.
It was, anyway.
My dad hated my aqua socks. He hated them. I mean, hated them.
It's
Didn't want to buy them. We were at the outlets here in Orlando because we had to drive up from DeLand to Orlando to get aqua socks at the Nike outlet.
No, fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we weren't fancy. We were trash. So we go up there and we got them. But, like all the outlets, when they had something that like was new that comes out, you're not going to find the best versions of that, right? So when I go in there, and I had like rich friends and people that had the Nike brand aqua sock. That is a brand, aqua sock. You can't just toss that
yeah.
around. That's like Kleenex. And we went to the outlets, and when we went in there, the only ones that they had were like, like bright yellow neon, like tennis ball neon.
yes.
They
yeah.
had those with white bottoms. That's the only ones that they had, but they had them in my size, and I could just tell my dad didn't want me to get that. This wasn't a time when men traditionally wore those type of colors.
Yeah.
Now, later in life, my dad would transition to wear a very light pink polo shirt, but that's about as spicy as he would get.
I made a mistake too at the beach where we had
Cheated
this
on my wife.
skimboard that we had bought a long time ago. We were cleaning out the garage. And by the way, I almost got the storage unit 100% empty.
Okay.
And I think,
Is this the last month?
well, yes, it re-ups in December 1st. So I have
Oh,
to.
get it out.
We got to go.
I
It's go time.
Well, the only problem is I have to get all the banner. Like I may have to rent they have a $75 just room, like a closet size room that's there too. And I may have to rent that just for the month of December to put the stuff in there, but because I can't make it, I got to get it out by December 1st.
Gotcha.
And they make you like put your move out date online. It's all a scam to make you pay more or whatever. But it's a whole process.
They make
of
it
like,
difficult for sure.
of like I can't just cancel it the day of. I gotta like give them warning or something.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a whole
What
thing.
the hell? 2 weeks notice?
They gotta
I don't know.
there's
Like
a
you're leaving a job?
restocking fee.
Yeah, anyway, so the mistake I made. So I had a skimboard that I brought to the beach.
You could have borrowed mine.
And we have one that we never used that it was somehow in our garage, but it's like a kid size one.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was showing the kids how to use it. Like they wanted to, and then I don't know what I was thinking, but it was a dumb old man thing because I had full clothes on because it was cold at the beach. So I wasn't like wearing a bathing suit, you know?
Yeah.
And so
What are you gonna like
Jeans.
jeans and
No,
and Red Wing
but
boots
I just
like
had-
an old cowboy?
I dressed. I had shorts and a t-shirt, right? But I didn't have a bathing suit on. I didn't want to get wet. Like I had boxers on, shorts, and a t-shirt.
yeah.
But I thought that I could,
Like any British person at the beach.
I know where this is going.
I thought that I
man.
could show, like, when the wave comes up, you throw the skimboard and you just jump on. I thought I could jump on a little bit and do a little
No.
like
and
a
then
sit.
hop off.
Yeah, just like a do like.
Not when you haven't done it in 10 years.
Yeah. And it rocketed out from under me.
How many
and-
surges have you had before that?
Oh yeah, that was. You know what? The surge will
Yeah,
make
yeah,
a party. I'll tell you right now. You
That
wouldn't
was
have done
after one surge.
You get
Yeah.
that surge
Yeah, yeah,
confidence.
Yeah,
But-
I love surge. Oh, so good.
But in empty stomach and a surge,
Oh,
all of a sudden I was like,
empty stomach. I hope you put coconut shrimp on top of that. Oh man, all the diarrhea.
and then I fell on, and then
you fall backwards or forwards because you can do both.
I fell on my side, stiff fall.
But did you fall forward because it caught sand? 'Cause
Yes.
that's
Oh
what-
yeah. I jumped on
You
it.
caught sand.
I literally, it rocketed to the ground, which I then started running. I started doing that momentum running, and I could not catch myself. I fell on my side, stiff fall, and I got
Crystal laugh?
Oh, everybody was laughing. Yeah.
You didn't go face first though. I don't see any sand burns.
No.
'Cause I had friends that would go sand first, and they'd get their nose, and then they'd have that weird like where you just rub the skin off, so then you get like a light scab on your nose.
Yeah.
You know how
Oh.
when redneck fat grannies fall
Yeah,
down on
I do-
American
boy, do
Put Some
I.
videos?
It's my favorite thing.
You,
Yeah,
did,
yeah.
the, you did the redneck fat
There's
granny.
nothing better than watching a red ass old fat granny, and they all have red asses. That's
Yeah.
if you're following along and connecting the dots, you know.
redneck fat granny.
Yeah, redneck fat granny with a bright red ass if
And
she were nude.
They start falling forward, and the
Momentum of their muffin
Yeah.
continues because they got stick legs, and their stick legs are like.
yeah. And somehow they if they just would have fallen in the first
They
couple.
can't crumple. Their legs are too stiff to crumple.
Yes,
because
yes.
there's no kneecap, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just stick straight down like Mr. Krabs. There's no bend. If there's no bend in your knee, you can't crumple to the ground. You have to run it out.
And if they just did it like a old man Peyton Manning like slide, so you don't get
Even
decapitated.
old Patrick Mahomes, I was
Yeah,
watching
yeah.
him run over the weekend. I'm like, wait a minute, you run like an old man, and you got a dumpy ass.
But instead, you do that fat granny run where you start building momentum,
Yeah,
and
you
then
go faster.
and then you run into the broken fence, or you run into the
Let's study
fall
that for
into
a
the yard.
second. What's weird about the redneck fat granny run is that they don't want to go faster, but they have no choice but to go faster because of the way that their legs are engineered and their girth.
Yeah, their momentum, their muffin is falling forward, and their stick legs are catching their
But
and it's just
propelling.
rocking. Yeah, it's propelling them more fast.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's what I did when I jumped off the skimboard, and then I landed sand and wet all. And you know what?
Oh man, I hate sand. I hate wet sand on a cold beach day.
Yeah. If you've got wet sandy shorts and your whole left side is all, and then I had to take my shirt off, so then
It will anger you.
Yeah. So I'm just sitting there in my chair. Now I'm mad. So that was the beginning of it, because then I was mad and I started drinking more Surge. Because
But why you're at the beach?
Huh?
It's nasty out. Like, why are you at the beach?
It was an odd day to choose to go to the beach.
Yeah.
Well, we went saw our friends out there, and then they're the walking distance from the beach. So it was like we were at their house for the first time, and they were like, "Oh, let's walk to the beach." It's like if anybody who lives near the beach, you just go. It doesn't have
Normally,
to be.
I just see people in hoodies looking out, contemplating their marriages.
Yeah,
That's all you see.
Yeah.
The beach on a rainy day is everybody in a hoodie. You're looking out, and you're like, man, I miss that girl I used to date, or man, I have a loveless marriage.
It was a rough day. It wasn't raining, but it's like if you live near the beach, you can go at any time or whatever. So it's not that much of
I
a
do that
waste.
at Mom's little beach place. Like, I love it. When it rains, I used to go out and just like wear my shorts, especially on a hot day. When it's cold, I'm not going to do it. But if it were like a hot, stormy day and not really lightning, I'd go down on the beach and just walk it. It's so fun because it's like quiet.
But it's like those days when there's a 1,000 man of wars wash ashore and stuff like that. Or like, remember when Tiffany's wedding, they had that weirdo
Sargassum weed or
all the kelp or whatever the hell, like in Mexico, wash ashore, and there's like bulldozers trying to move it out. It's like
Mexican turd kelp.
yeah. Whereas like
Everywhere.
every once in a while, it could either be beautiful or Mexican turd kelp,
Yeah.
or man of wars, or like
it looks
horrible.
good as a wreath on your door, but when it's rubbing against my breasts or on my butt or my thighs, it's weird.
Or like red tide, or like 1,000 dead fish roll wash ashore. You're like, it either is paradise or the worst
There's
hell.
no gray area with the ocean.
Yeah.
It's either
It's like we're gonna puke 1,000 man of war onto the shore with stinky kelp.
one of the worst things that the ocean does here in Florida. I don't know if everybody gets this, but one of the worst things that we get here in Florida, and it ruins the ocean for me, is when you go down on the beach after a storm and you look, and sitting in like on the ground will be a pile of light nicotine yellow brown poop foam that's from
we had the poop foam too.
I don't know what it is. It looks like diarrhea or something, but it's a light nicotine yellow brown. And why couldn't it have just been white? Or why nicotine yellow brown?
We had the yellow poop foam too.
Yeah, it's terrible. And it stinks.
You
You can smell a little bit of fish farts in there. Something. I don't know. That's not science, but something is in there. It smells like a fish.
Yeah.
It's slightly fishy.
Yeah. You are like, oh, there's some poop foam, some man of wars everywhere. Well, this stinks. Makes it not even good. You took everything good away.
But if you're a kid, if you're Max, you love it. Like I did.
Until he gets stung by the man of war.
Now he's never going to want to go to the beach again.
That's true.
No,
Do you also pee on those stings?
You can.
Does it also help?
I always
regular
thought that-
jellyfish?
I always
It hurt
thought
him
that was,
later instead of like instant. It was weird. Like he started complaining about it a little bit, but it was worse on the drive home. I guess
Could have been adrenaline,
he was having fun,
with his friends
yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what? For us, like I always thought, and I don't know if I don't think we've ever really talked about this, but the peeing on the jellyfish thing, like I don't know about that. Like, I mean, like I've heard about it and people talk about it, and we probably did it, and said that it did anything, but I don't know if it actually does anything. I don't want to perpetuate that. It could be a divining rod scenario.
Yeah.
Everything is a divining rod scenario now to me. It's like that.
Yeah.
And then everybody's so all in on that and they believe it that, keep peeing on each other. It's fine. Whatever. I don't care anymore. Just do what you got to do to get through and die.
You're right. Who cares?
I mean,
whatever you believe.
I used to think it like, tell you that that's wrong, or like you pull your wetsuit down. Well, we got to pee on it, bro. And it's like, it's not worth the breath.
Although it does make me wonder, don't you want to know the truth or no?
I mean, according to anybody that
They
puts
can't
in,
handle the truth.
Okay, according to what I've
Don't
learned.
you want to know?
According to this show and what I've learned on this show, the people that put in our pipes and keep America running, or keep America's pipes running, more of them would rather use the rods and just don't talk about it than to know the truth and have to go about it a different way.
Yeah.
Because remember, the rods still work. If you're just tuning in, these divining rods, they'll
it helps your brain make a better decision. Maybe that's the only thing we got.
It's
That's
fine.
the only
Fine,
thing it
use
is.
them, whatever.
Yeah,
I don't care anymore. I'm over it.
So where did that myth come from?
What they?
Peeing on a
I think
jellyfish sting. Was that just some weirdo that came up with it and started spreading it around?
No, I think there's
Phrasing.
there's some science behind, like, there's ammonia in your urine, and ammonia helps to neutralize the sting or the venom or whatever. Like, the venom is in a jellyfish, ammonia can neutralize it. So if you had regular ammonia, I guess, I mean, that would work just as well.
Sam, are you putting in the chat room the exact opposite is true? Like, you should not.
Well, it says it does not help, number one, at all. It doesn't do anything, but it could possibly, if you have a lot of sodium in your urine, it could actually make it worse.
Oh, like sting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean...
So it does nothing.
It could trigger the stingers to release even more.
Is there anything with ammonia?
Sodium. I have a ton of sodium in my urine because every meal I eat is from Hooters. They're the sodium
it's all sodium.
Yeah, I do Hooters breakfast, I do a light Hooters lunch, and then I do a mammoth Hooters dinner.
I urinate a sodium stalagmite.
Yeah, straight sodium. Where do you think I get salt from for the house?
Is it stalactite or mite? And that goes upward. Anyway.
Wow. Wait,
so it doesn't do anything?
No.
We should be
nothing.
We should do a morning show called Tight and Mite in the morning.
So
we've been lied to. That's what I'm saying. Our whole lives we've been lied to.
Everything's a lie.
lie.
Everything is a lie.
So it's just because
Thanksgiving was a lie. How America was found was a lie. It's all lies.
Yeah, it's all lies.
Peeing on your jellyfish sting lies.
No, you can find pipes using pee. You pee on the pipes.
Well, think about how hard it was to find out the truth back in the 80s, right? You had to look something up in a book or something. Like, you had to go to
right? Tell you the
how would you find it out? Like,
I went to school.
Like when everybody, all our parents are like, "Don't swim right after you eat. You'll cramp and you'll die in the pool."
A lie.
They also told us cigarettes were good for us.
Now
I mean, they're good for your party.
It's good for marketing, I guess.
Good for your body.
I'm a little bit mad that none of the parents thought to themselves, like, well, how about you? Like, are you literally gonna cramp up into a ball and then like drown, or are you gonna start getting cramps and then like slowly make your way to the shallow end? Right? It's like you're not swimming an Ironman where you're out in the middle of the ocean or on a lake or something. Like, you're just in the deep end of the pool. If you got some cramps, you just go to the shallow end. They must have thought you got so cramped, right? Because they were like, "Hey, don't you get in."
I thought that, according to my parents and my dad, who'd probably told me this, he's like, "I was a lifeguard," as he's smoking a cigarette. I was a lifeguard at the community pool in Martinsville, Virginia. That was actually Collinsville, Virginia, where I met your mother.
So I guess if anybody questioned it, to even find out the truth, they would have had to have looked it up in like a medical journal or something. Like,
but
you know what I'm saying? Like,
then,
they probably wouldn't even think to question it, right?
No.
It would be insanely hard to.
Do you remember when people would tell you things and you would believe them? It was a
You'd have to.
It was a different time.
Because you don't
There were experts for things. It'd be like, okay, here's the lifeguard. Hey, lifeguard, after I eat...
Which is like a 16-year-old kid,
Can I get in the car?
Right?
Get in the pool? And he'd be like, yeah, you can. And then you'd be like, oh, my God, the lifeguard said it. There was a value to his...
True.
He was a professional.
But you couldn't also trust even the professionals because I don't think they even knew. Like, some of them had the misinformation too. I'm just saying we didn't have any way to look up any information easily.
But you would believe your parents, at least... I would hope I did. I believed my parents, and there was a level of respect that I gave them. Like, I didn't think they were dumbasses.
But we shouldn't have.
Right?
No, I'm with you.
They're telling us a bunch of lies that they got
they lied
from
to us.
someone else too, and no one bothered.
They thought they were true. It wasn't like the village scenario where they're like, keep them inside.
Oh yeah. They all just heard something and they just regurgitated it.
Yeah, and they had no way of like vetting it, right? Other than asking like the pediatrician.
And even then, it's like you're going to ask, like, if they wanted to actually figure out the truth themselves, I'm just saying it's a huge hassle, right?
Yeah.
You have to...
Not that big a deal to them to even research it. Yeah.
No, yeah. And think about how long it would take them if they have to go to the encyclopedia or something. Like, how would they find out the truth?
I wrote a letter and sent it to New York City. When we get that back, hopefully we'll get that back in 3 to 6 months. I'll have your answer. I'll send a wire.
All right, should we take a break and come back with some voicemail?
Let's just power through.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's do it. I can get them ready, man. This is digital. Yeah. I got everything on digital now.
Digital?
Yeah, we're all digital now. Okay. ACT. I've been saving this one. Let's see. Here we go.
Hey, guys. I was listening to a Friday show. It's Seth.
I like this guy's voice a lot. Oh yeah, it's great, right? Oh my god, like one of the wall trips. Like I'm just gonna race my car good.
Hey guys, I was listening to a Friday show. It's Seth
Cartoon
was
Annie
doing the news for $100 and said it would cost more, and I could do it for less. I will do it for less, maybe like less than
Hank Hill?
$100. All right, then just let me know.
Who says all right then? That's why I say this voice message. I love this guy.
right, then. Is
this a
Nobody says
character?
I love this guy. He's my new favorite character. We need to add him to the R team. Do we change that? What's the name of that now? We changed the name of that.
Did we?
Did
I
we?
thought it was always the R team.
No, we changed it to be sensitive to people now.
Well, no, it's O
No,
R
no.
Our
O.
team.
Yeah,
Our team.
our team.
But yeah, I like this guy because he's all right then. Like who? That's like my relatives say that in Virginia. That's very southern.
All right, then we'll put you on the list for news.
You are in the you're on the list, sir. Okay, here we go. What are your opinions, both of you, on VR porn?
Heard you talking about the VR Oculus and stuff. Just got one thing to say. VR porn.
So has he tried it?
Well, my buddy Andy said he tried it, and he said it was awesome. He said
I would trust Andy too because he's first of all he's
Logic Man.
a logic man, hard to please, very intelligent, in tune with his emotions.
He said that they make the VR porn where it's like POV style, where the girl is like, is basically like you're.
It's like when you're driving on Forza and it looks like you're in the car.
But you can look around the room and you can look opposite, like the other way where the
you can
girl's
look in the
behind you,
kitchen.
and then you can.
Yeah, getting pegged.
And then so
say that on there?
you just.
I don't see why not.
Okay.
The porn is continuing to go on, but he said there is some sort of extra one notch above level of like you are closer to being with the girl than you watching on a screen.
Okay,
See what
I'm
saying?
all
Like,
in.
Yeah.
I'm all in, and I would try it. And I think you guys know that when I say that, I would. But here's the problem: getting caught. You don't want to be caught with all that contraption on.
You'd have to lock yourself in a room.
you would.
Yeah.
You do not
'Cause it's
want to get caught.
embarrassing.
It would be like that would be it for me. And you guys know it's very hard to embarrass me.
Yeah.
I overshare. I don't get weirded out. It's hard to get me uncomfortable. But
Yeah.
man, that
But,
one.
Yeah, if you had the goggles
Oh,
on.
I got the goggles on. I'm new.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know what I don't
Yeah.
know. I may have crumbs on my belly or something. I don't know. Nobody wants to see that,
Yeah.
including me.
But-
I don't want even to see myself dressed up like that.
He did say it releases like one little extra, like your brain gets a little bit more enjoyment out of it because
Sure.
it's like you're in the same room, or it's like, it's closer than it is watching on
I will say that
screen.
when we were shopping for houses, I did go, "Hey, honey, get in here. They got a 360 tour." I'm big on that. I like the 360 tour. I like the drone footage. So I think I'd be down for this.
So my sister told me she's getting the Oculus whatever VR goggles for my niece
Don't
for
borrow
Christmas.
hers.
No, of course I'm not borrowing my
God.
no,
I know what
I'm
this
not
guy
using
is.
my
Pop-Pop's
niece's-
trying to load up VR
No,
porn.
no.
He gives it back to Daniel. I got to delete this off of here.
No, I'm
Hell.
not gonna use my
Don't be
niece's
calling
VR
over for me to
goggles.
delete her Oculus Rift. Get that. You got to get this off here. I got on bang pause and it's crazy. Brazzers.
Have you guys even tried to put on the
I've
goggles?
only done it once, and it was just to watch like a demo. I didn't do the sticks. I didn't do I want to do the Billie Eilish Beat Sabers or
Yeah.
whatever that is. I
That
want to
looks
do all
fun.
that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, so is that the future, or is it going to
No.
be some
I
sort
don't
of
think that's the future.
okay? Yeah, or is
Too
it?
clunky. It's too big. It needs to be in my brain.
Yeah, right.
Or like what's closer to me are those Wayfarers, those Ray-Ban Wayfarers that have the camera and then they have the audio in them. It's less intrusive. It's easy to put on. One button.
Do you see?
No, that's the thing. Is it's
Yeah.
only audio and only for taking pictures. It's very unintrusive. They're called I forget the name of them.
I remember
Stories, Wayfarer Stories.
I remember when I was a kid and I went and my mom took me to International Drive, the old town, right?
yeah.
old town.
Yeah.
Still some of the same stores
Yeah.
still there.
You know what it's called now? Older Town. It's older than it was. Yeah, it's
And-
still old.
And they had like bumper cars, and then they had this area where it was the first VR technology.
Well, so you were told.
where you got
It could
into.
have been just an Armenian man who bought a simulator at a carnival shop.
I remember you put on the goggles and gloves, and then you get into like this little like
I
it's
know what you're talking about.
it's
Yeah.
like a pedestal with a round thing,
Yes,
so you don't walk
like
off
a podium,
like a podium thing. Yes.
stanchion, yeah.
And I mean, this was I must have been 10, 11, 12. So we're talking 20 years ago. And they wanted almost 30 years ago now, right?
Yeah, you're old.
Yeah, God, I'm old. But that was something back then in the mid 90s.
Yeah.
And that was the last time I put on any VR goggles. And that was just to
That
see
sounds
like,
like your pop-up saying the last time he had fish was in like Okinawa or something. What was the thing that he said?
well, not that many people have VR goggles around.
Right.
No,
like,
they don't.
So it tells me that it's not that good yet. If it was unbelievable, I feel like like you'd have them.
Yeah, I just don't think it's practical. You can't jump in and jump out, right? It's like one of those things where you literally have to make an appointment. Oh, I'm going to VR tonight. So you need like an hour. You got to put on the goggles and get the things, right? You really just want to sit down with a beverage, grab your controller, and fire it up. You don't want to have to put on a headset. At least I don't. I don't want to do all that.
It also, you've been used to playing video games in one particular manner for so long that it seems like a harder transition to get into now where you're looking around all over. You know what I'm saying?
Some people in the chat room have said that it like kind of messes with their brain and it gives them like headaches and stuff like that. I could see
Yeah.
that. Even playing regular video games will give me a headache sometimes.
How realistic is like that will be probably where you get to a point, let's say 10 years from now, where you can get in and then live in a virtual world where it's hard for your brain to tell the difference between real and
I
virtual,
think that's
right?
where we're going, yeah.
That's where you want to be, right? Because then people would be addicted to the virtual world because you could do a lot more interesting stuff there,
At
right?
least that's the way all the horror movies pointed out, right?
Yeah.
Like that's where we're going.
And as soon as you can get into a VR and then you can start traveling to places you've never seen, and then you get that experience.
Well, eventually it'll get to a point where you live a life and your regular human life is tied to your virtual life, right? And you're living that. And people will be brought up on charges for like virtual crimes. You could kill somebody's avatar and be up for virtual
Right.
murder.
No,
No, I'm serious. This is where it's going. That's what's going to happen, dude.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's going to be living inside the
Matrix.
or the metaverse, and we'll be, this human form is really just the battery cell, the power for it, and everything else we'll be doing will be in this virtual universe.
Is it gonna go like?
I think there are people that think that's where it's going to go.
Because my buddy made the joke that I always thought was funny back in the day. I've said it before, where like in SimCity, when SimCity used to be a thing, like in the late '90s or early 2000s, where they were like this guy is sitting at his computer with his regular trash piled up like stinky apartment, and he's taking out the virtual trash in a SimCity
Yes.
emoji or whatever.
I mean, in every dystopian movie, the guy is like in a gray, horrible New York City, right? And he's like, "This is just the thing I'm painting in my imagination." Like he gets out of his car, he walks to his like lonely apartment. There's like dead people and homeless people everywhere, and just disgusting, just everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just disgustingness. He goes up the steps, he opens his apartment, he goes in there, locks the door.
It's all filth.
He gets a snack and a Gatorade or something. He pets his dog, and then he goes and he clocks in. Man, he gets in his simulator. He puts his goggles on, right, and he puts himself in the seat. And as soon as he flips
then
that
that
switch,
life-
it's a whole different world, right? And that's
Yeah.
where he's really living.
Yeah.
And then in that
There's
life,
1,000
he lives on
movies
the
like that.
He lives on
And
the
shows, yeah.
beach, and he's got a hot virtual girlfriend,
Yep.
and he's ripped. Like,
But then somewhere they blend
that
the two,
seems
right?
like because that's easier to do than
Oh, yeah.
to actually make money and be ripped in real life. So people are going to do that,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
but then they're in these movies or these shows, like Sam's talking too. You always have the blending of where, in order to save the gray world, which is horrible and disgusting, because he needs to accomplish something in that VR world because there's some sort of weird crossover where the overlords are stealing the data.
Then there's always that thing where the internet turns off, and then everybody opens up their apartment and walks outside, and they're like, "Oh my
Yeah.
god!" and they're all fat and disgusting.
they do that. yeah.
Yeah, but it's like, oh man, it's gonna take you a long time to reverse all the. You know,
We're
what I'm
all
saying?
out here in the
Like,
sunshine, but look at
yeah.
us. We're all disgusting. Because we've all been inside living on these machines the whole time.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what?
yeah.
Let's just
You're
just
better
open-
off in the machine world.
Yeah, let's just
you're-
open the windows, but don't come outside because you're gross.
But that's what it is.
That's what's going to happen, man.
It seems logical that does happen, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess. I mean, is it happening right now? Are we in it already?
At the beginning stages.
Well, your phone is the device. Your iPad's the device. Hell, this computer's the device. What are we doing? We're broadcasting right now on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live. These people are watching us. This is an extension of their life. It's a version of what we're talking about.
And my boys would much rather just be
looking
at the internet or on some sort of screen playing some game than be out in the real world.
I'm with your boys.
So it seems like a lot of people.
World sucks.
Yeah, it sucks. It's gray out there, and there's fat people everywhere.
Oh, man.
Uh-oh.
I'll be dead. Who cares? What?
No, we got to go.
We do?
I thought
Okay.
that was going to be the ending. I'll be dead. Who cares? I was like, is that the new tagline?
Although that's what most people say, and that's why we're ruining everything, right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh, quit saying you'll be dead. Who cares? You're ruining it.
Take your headset off. Go outside.
All right. Bye-bye. Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha's here. Butler is here.
Normally we don't do this, but
It feels right. It just feels right. It just feels right.
I asked Samantha to look up the top 10 Christmas gifts this
Okay.
year.
Yeah,
We're doing it. We're doing
No,
it.
I think you got to do it, and I appreciate you pulling on that scream. You're gonna save your voice, buddy. That's a good. He's like doing his New Year's resolution early.
I pulled back.
You're a good boy.
Yeah.
I love a good top 10 list. Top 10 lists have been the backbone of talk radio since its inception.
I think the people like it too.
I think they do too. There's, in fact,
everybody likes a good list.
Okay, hold on. I got a book right here, Tom, and I didn't want to do this, but right here, they can hear it. So that's Theater of the Mind. Here's my book, and right here it says in bold print, the two best things to do on radio are A, trivia, and B,
lists. All right, yeah. So Sam, what do we got here?
All right.
number 10. Jump right in.
We got the Think Fun Gravity Maze.
Is this for kids? These
Yeah,
toys?
these are all toys.
Okay, toys. All right,
Yeah.
toys.
Okay.
Like toy specific.
So
Think
what-
Fun Gravity Maze.
So
it looks like Marble Madness in real life.
is this basically the thing
Stupid.
that my grandma had? It was like wood and then a bunch of little metal BBs.
Oh, those are nerd toys.
And you balance it until they fall into the hole.
I made fun
Basically,
of
yes.
kids that had those.
Stupid.
Like
But
if
it's
you
a
were a
fancier
kid,
version.
if you were a kid and you had wooden toys, I was like, oh my god, poor. You have a wooden toy with a metal ball in it. What is that? It's like as a kid, you look at that stuff and you're like, so basically, your dad carved this and then put a musket round from the Revolutionary War in there.
Also, some of those games are impossible. Like, I mean, it would take you sitting there for.
I would get brain teasers in my stocking from my grandma. But it was at a time when brain teasers were not made of plastic, right? So the brain teasers I got were made by what I can only assume are old cowboys, because it was always like two railroad spikes that have been twisted together and like you can't get them undone, but there's only one way to do it and no one knows. I'm like, well, this isn't fun.
Yeah.
You gave me the impossible railroad spikes in my stocking? Like, that's the essiest gift you could give a kid.
By the way,
And they're all like that. They're all like twisted nails or like something you shouldn't have, right?
and I try for maybe 1.5 minutes before I punted them in. Like,
Well, it
in
came
the corner.
it came in a little velour, like a little burgundy velour bag. The two railroad spikes twisted, and then inside of it a little piece of paper that it's been aged to look like a treasure map or something, and it has like ye old directions of the twisted railroad spike. I'm like, this is garbage.
Yeah.
You got it at one of those gift shops at like
Cracker Barrel.
or Cracker
Yeah.
Barrel, but like
Old
notoriously
Town.
any gift shop where
Christmas
some dumb old white people fought and shot at each other, there's like guaranteed they're gonna twist some railroad spikes, stick it in a bag, and then it's gonna be some stocking gift for some dumb kid. I hated that my grandma would give me those. Hated them.
They probably, because now you can search online and all the solutions are there, right? So not as popular because you can instantly find out how to untwist the railroad spike.
And there are some that I become fascinated with. Like there are some that the puzzles are so hard that only like one Japanese man knows how to do it. I'm pro those.
But the solution's on the internet now, so it's not
that one. There are some that like these guys that are in a club where they only have one guy that knows the solution to the puzzle. Seriously.
and it's not on the internet?
No. It's not. They have theories of how they think it's done, but there's no printed solution.
Oh, like the puzzle masters or something like that.
Like they keep it in their brains, and when I die, it dies. That's dope.
Has there been anybody that solved it?
I don't believe so. It's one guy.
Well, is there proof
And they
that
tried
there's
to-
a solution?
Well, he can solve it.
Is there proof that he can solve it?
Yes. From what I know, I'll have to dig up the story again. I don't want to get it wrong. But if you want to
Okay.
talk about that,
All
I'll
right.
dig it up.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
there's this one guy that's like, you said it right, too. I think it's Puzzle Masters.
Have you seen the documentary about the Rubik's Cube on Netflix or whatever?
No, because I fuck.
All right.
Sorry,
There-
Got
The-
1 foot in Christmas.
But that, like, there's kids that can do that stuff. Usually it seems like the ones that are really good are, like, on the spectrum somehow.
Yeah.
You know, like,
You can tell the ones that are really good by the size of their pants. And what I mean by that is if there's a solid 3 inches off the top of their Nikes, oh, they're going to get it good.
and it is insane that they can do it so fast.
Fast.
Almost to the point where I'm like, well, are they just going through a series of movements that they've practiced that always solve the problem? They're not on real time calculating.
Okay, you know who
I don't
can
know.
do this?
Like, what's the
I don't know.
trick?
I
Do you
don't
know
know.
who
Because
can
they're
do
doing
this?
it so fast. I'm like, you just memorize the series.
I
of
think at that
movements,
point they may have.
right?
No, they know how to look. Okay, when you're looking at the cube, they know how to move.
They're counting the steps prior to doing it.
Well, follow me with this. Okay, if you're looking at the cube, and let's say you're looking at the top side facing you, each one of those, they're 9, right? Each one of those 9 squares, let's say, they know the way to move those squares to the position they want within the cube.
Yeah,
Our buddy Chef Ed can do this. If you want a guy to come in here, Chef Ed, I believe, is a speed Rubik's Cube.
No way. Chef Ed.
It's a good way to lose some money.
So, he knows how to speed Rubik's Cube.
He's a speed Rubik's Cube man. He is. It's worth getting him in here, and it's holiday time. He's probably hawking his fire sticks. We can get him in here.
Well, we don't need a fire sticks anymore.
He supplements his
Don't
income.
tell anybody we
He sells
bought
those
them.
jailbroken fire sticks. I bought 5 of them. I was handing them out for. I gave my mom one before she died. She's like, "This is great. I can watch Frankie and June on Netflix." Whatever. She's watching some old lady show for free.
There was a sweet spot of jailbroken fire sticks where we all like, oh, let me get one.
Let me get that jailbroken fire stick.
Nobody gets those anymore, right?
I got a bunch of them.
Well, yeah, I got them too. We don't need them
There
anymore.
was a really sweet spot where you could get on there and there'd be like 2x or 2B or one of those like
2B, yeah.
where you could jump on there and it was just you could get any porn site for free. Like they were all on there. It was just like, what do you want? You want browsers? What do you want?
So speaking of the internet, I was thinking about this the other day. Now, like any sort of homework, because like now, if I was a kid in high school, any sort of homework I got, I would just look up every question on the internet. And
Yeah,
just
you can do that.
yeah.
And like you don't have to read the
No.
book or research it. And you just look. You cut and paste the actual question. And the internet will tell you the answer,
Yeah, it's
right?
just easier way to cheat now. Yeah.
So that's what everybody's doing, right?
I would assume so.
Okay.
Why
I
not?
was just-
I
I don't.
don't-
We need to talk to a high school kid to
I
figure out.
don't know. I would imagine that they try to combat that in some way, or everybody's just, or we're doomed. But
Yeah, but it
you know,
seems
if you're
like
not learning anything,
yeah.
you know,
Well,
that's not good.
Somebody posted a Scantron sheet in a group. It was a meme. They don't have the 1 meme a month rule in their group. And basically like saying like my kids don't know what this is. And I'm like, they don't use those anymore in school? And they're like, no, they barely even write. Like they all just do everything on a tablet or on their laptop.
Really?
And I'm like, so they don't write at all? And they said that the only time they really do is they use a stylus and they write on their iPad or whatever. And I'm like, that's nuts to me.
Stylus. My God, that's fancy.
Right?
Dude, but
I
do
just got a stylus like last year, right? I'm
So they
40.
don't use pens and pencils anymore.
do they do all their tests on the
Computer.
screen on
Yeah.
the computer?
Yeah. Well, that means they're all multiple choice, and those are the easy ass tests. Man, I remember taking tests where you had to fill out every answer. That I almost cursed.
Yeah, yeah.
That was hard.
Yeah.
Very, very hard.
So,
Whatever. I don't want to be dumb old man.
Good
Good at you. Enjoy your iPad.
but I guess if the internet exists and is always going to exist unless the world ends,
Right.
then you should just
Writing's
get,
obsolete now?
Well, you should also just be good at finding the correct information on the internet, and they should teach that instead of
They
who
should
cares?
teach that, yeah.
Well, like Andrew and
Are
I've
they
been-
teaching them that?
I don't
Andrew
know.
and I have been talking about that, and we know there's no running from it. So with May, we're kind of treating it like you would any good hunter or gun owner, gun safety, right?
Yeah,
It
the internet's
falls-
a dangerous place.
It falls
can
under
be.
the same category. So if you're going to navigate it and use it, you need to know how to navigate it and use it correctly. So it's just like cooking or using a sharp knife or anything else. It's like there are dangers.
And then it's also like about learning how to like quickly vet the information
Yeah.
in the most accurate way in a timely
Do
fashion,
this,
right?
don't do this.
Like-
This is a scam. Don't go here. This is a tried and true search engine you can use. You know,
Well-
like May is starting to do a little bit of that on her own. And, you know, and I guess, I don't know where I'm going with it. I guess I'm going to lean in and try to help her.
But I don't even do it myself. Where like if I type in a question on the internet, right? But let's say it's not about anything important. It's just like how to fix the choke on my kid's Polaris 50. Or, you know, I'm like
That's all on. There's videos. There's hundreds of videos on that.
Or like any other question, I usually just take you know how, like when you ask your question on the internet, one of the first search results on
Is an
Google
ad.
is basically the answer to the question in
Well,
bold.
yeah,
or,
I
you know.
saw
be
I
the-
saw firsthand Tom click the first link that was an ad, and I'm like, no, go back.
Yeah.
No, but that's
I'm
no,
doing
you
the
should
dumb
be
old man.
happy that he is falling into the advertising technique because I just started advertising our show.
Well, he wasn't
going
to be able to get his medical marijuana because he clicked the wrong thing.
Oh no!
Also, I get nervous when someone's looking over my shoulder when
Yeah,
I'm
I do
I'm
navigating.
just trying to help you.
Yeah,
I
but
do too.
because I'm like, oh, they're gonna see how
Yeah.
bad it is.
I already know.
I don't want anybody standing behind me because I keep my porn tabs open. Like, because as soon as you guys are out of here,
But that first answer to the question, I usually take that as to be the most accurate truth, which is probably wrong, right?
I don't know.
I mean,
I'd have
depends
to- I'd have
on
to-
the,
I'd
depends
have
on
to
the
look it
source,
up.
I
I'd have
guess.
to actually look that up.
So how?
Yes, you're right.
I don't even know. Like if I was
Probably have 3 sources, right?
if I was gonna tell my sons how to accurately search the internet, I couldn't even do that. You know, I don't even
Well, I
really
try
know
to-
what to tell them.
I try to I'm the best in my family, even better than Andrea, of using the internet to find what we need. For whatever reason, I have a knack of knowing what keywords to put in.
Yeah.
So if you were doing if I were when I was changing the oil on my Ruckus, you know, in order to get the right one, I just put like 2017 Honda Ruckus oil change. That's it. Off to the races. You know, you're good to go. That's an easy one though. Like the more specific you get, though, sometimes it can be hard to find things.
And it's like, I know there's certain pages like Wikipedia where it's like people, you know, basically control Wikipedia. So all the information in there is not the most accurate, right? So you shouldn't take it as fact because it's just anybody could put that. But the world, they use like Hive Intelligence to make sure that information's basically accurate, right?
Yeah.
They're using that's all how Wikipedia is run. But for the most part, I would be like, it's somewhat accurate.
Now,
Or, you know,
one of the things that
but
I've-
that's hard to. What do you do?
Well, exactly. And one of the things that I found, and I'd like to see if you think this is as interesting as I do, because I don't know the end game for this, but there is a business, I'm assuming, where you take something that you know everybody wants the answer to, right? You have a internet property somewhere floating in the metaverse, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Where you claim to have the answer, right? Or you just mimic the question. So I had one this week, and I'll give you a perfect example. I have those AirPod Maxes, the over-the-ear headphones, the big ones.
Yeah.
And I wanted to use them with my Xbox so I could have the spatial audio and be quiet while Andrea's sleeping, right? I can play video games.
Yeah.
So you get the cable and you can do it, but I typed in AirPod Max Xbox, right? And up pops a website, and it says Xbox, how to connect your Apple AirPod Max to your Xbox. I'm like, perfect. This is what I need. I click on it. It says how to connect your Xbox to your Apple AirPod Maxes, and then it says it cannot be done.
Oh.
You see, like they
Yes.
mimicked the question. They gave me nothing, but there are millions of people going to that website
With ads, yeah.
and hitting that website. So I had to go to another place to figure out how to do it. By the way, it's super easy and it absolutely can be done. This person was an idiot. They could have just said it can be done, and it'd be a more I don't even know how you say that, successful website maybe. But that's just for eyes, right? They just want passive eyes on there.
Yes.
They just
Yeah.
wanted me to come in there and go,
You're
oh, he
click
doesn't have the
farming.
answer. I got to go someplace
Yeah.
else.
Although it seems weird that still works, but
And they were the first one. They were the absolute,
Yeah.
just to
SEO,
put myself
yeah.
in the same category as you, was the first one. Now, I had to click it because it mimicked the question I was asking, I thought, well, sure, in the article they'll have the right answer, or something like that. They didn't.
Yeah.
They literally just wanted me to click it, and SEO,
But
they
it
were
got
up
the most
top.
clicks, so
did.
it's up on top.
And it's continuing
so,
to.
yeah.
Like, once it's up at the top and you're going in, and then they buried the fact that they didn't have the right answer at the bottom of the article. It's weird, dude.
It is weird that even still works, but again, I guess like there's still old business owners that don't understand the internet, and then young nerds that do understand and can figure out how to get the most clicks, and they're like, I mean. We worked for a company that they didn't understand it, and then
I'm glad you censored that.
a bunch of young nerds come in and
Yeah.
like basically, we'll show you how to get clicks,
Yeah.
and then and that's all it is like just digital numbers that they can show people like, oh, this got X amount of views.
Now, it frustrated
But
me.
even if it's garbage, nothing.
Well, it frustrated me because there was a split second, and this happened. This is a true story, where I turned to Andrea and I go, oh no, I just bought this cable. I went up to Best Buy and got this $35 stupid Apple-specific cable, and then I got home and it said, this cannot be done, and I'm like, oh no. But then I read someplace else, absolutely can be done, plugged it in, it worked perfectly. So my point is that that's a great example of horrible misinformation that's out there, top of the heap, and I fell for it. Well, I didn't fall for it, but it got my click.
But you
on
could
it,
have easily just given up there and been like, okay, well, it can't be done.
For a
you
split
know?
second, I
Yeah.
did. If I'm being real, Andrea had to say, well, hold on. I've seen people, that can't be right. Like,
Right.
it was.
Keep looking.
If she
Keep
hadn't have
digging.
planted more doubt, I may have just been like, well, I'll take this back to Best Buy. It's $35. That's expensive. That's a lot of money for a cable.
So again, it begs the question: how do you teach a person to get accurate information off the internet when I barely know? Like I kind of know from
We
experience.
all need to be taught. Let's go to the
Pretty much.
OCLS.
Yeah, but what?
Seriously,
Yeah.
they have classes.
Yeah. Take,
Well, they have classes about how to navigate, but how to find accurate information and
Yeah.
to be able
Cite
to
your
tell.
sources. Make sure you're not.
You probably already do it. Sam already does it. I already do it. But everybody here already does it because we are of the age that we do the necessary things that old people don't do. I mean, we make a lot of jokes about being old. But I know for a fact, if I sent you a link and it was like, let's say it's for One Wheel, right? Something you're into. And if it was like used One Wheels dot Russia, or used One Wheel dot Ukraine.
Yeah,
Like,
weird links. People are
or,
realizing,
or
yeah.
dot biz. You'd be like, dude, it's a dot biz. That's a little weird. We've made jokes about that where you're
Right.
like, it's a dot biz, really?
Yeah, they
You know,
did it
even
with
Corey
news
Feldman.
sites and
By the
stuff.
way, Corey Feldman has a limited edition box set that's coming out that I want to buy with company money. It's $250. The reason I want to buy it is because he guaranteed that every box you get a digital hologram of Corey
Yeah.
Feldman. Please let me buy it, dude.
Hold on,
Please
what is
let me go to his website,
I got it.
CoreyFeldman.net.
Hologram Corey Feldman dances into the future
Yeah.
with groundbreaking Love Left 2.1 box set.
Yeah, CoreyFeldman.net.
It is
That's why
.net. It
it's
is
on
.net.
brand. See, he couldn't
So-
even get CoreyFeldman.com. That's how lame he is.
What do you get?
You get a hologram of Corey Feldman.
Yeah, but how do you see it?
It pops up on the top of the. You put your phone on it, and he pops up on the top of the box, and he's like, "Hey, what's up? It's me, Corey Feldman. Thanks for buying this." And he dances like Michael Jackson. It's awesome.
Hold on, yes, I do.
Yes! Merry Christmas to us.
And so the hologram dances on top of the box.
Of like the box set, yeah.
Do you need to use your phone to?
Yeah.
Okay, so
it's not a real. It's not gonna like be a real hologram. It's just gonna be like on your phone, like AR. Isn't that what they call it?
hold
AR?
on. Okay, so it's not a hologram. Like, remember that video game? And it was a white bowl.
Oh,
Like, it
I've
was a
seen
cow-
this video.
No, seriously. And I remember as a kid, and this speaking of like technology, it was a white bowl, and it was a cowboy game, but you had to look in it a certain, like if you looked over into it, it was holograms, and it was a cowboy game that you got to. Basically, it was like a choose your adventure cowboy game, and it played it out in this white bowl. You know, do you
I think
remember
you
this?
got me. I don't know what this is, and I'm
No,
intrigued now.
Okay, Samantha, look up.
I'm
I'm
intrigued.
sorry. I'm watching these videos of him making this.
It's the
hologram.
best, dude. Tell me it's not the best. It makes you.
It's pretty cool.
I am back in love with Corey Feldman. CoreyFeldman.net.
So do you hook? So it's through your phone though. You have to look at
Okay.
it. It doesn't bounce up like the white cowboy.
So he
game.
says, now Sam can read it, but from what I understand, he's giving you everything he's ever recorded. The first videos, the first songs he's ever done, all of his album remastered. He's giving you every movie he's ever appeared in. That's how desperate he is. I guess I'm getting a couple DVDs
Hold on, he doesn't own
of
that.
The Burbs. I'm
It's
getting,
an NFT hologram.
yeah, and then that's why we might be able to make some money off of this. This is crypto, buddy. First crypto we buy is Corey Feldman.
4 CDs with 60 songs.
Yeah, 60.
Remixed and remastered.
It's all crap. I mean, all of his music is horrifying.
yeah.
But I'm just saying, I love it.
But what's the hologram?
Okay, you take your phone
Yeah.
and then like it's in a box set. It's in this little like psychedelic box, and then you put your phone, use your camera, and you put it over it. And then when your phone's camera activates the QR
It's almost
code,
like scan. Yeah.
So you look through your phone
you
and
look
you
through
see,
your phone,
okay,
and he
yeah.
pops up. He's like, "What's up?" Then he starts.
Yeah.
He starts doing the Michael Jackson dancing, which, by the way, he's been doing for almost 50 years, which is weird. Nobody, even Michael Jackson hasn't danced for 50 years. You dance like Michael Jackson longer than Michael Jackson's been alive.
The pre-order starts
Andy
today.
Molly-
I know, Sam. I was sitting on the toilet when I saw this. I couldn't yell to my wife fast enough. She ain't gonna let me buy that. That's why it's got to be
it's
company
a lot
money.
Of, yeah.
She took my debit card away. Took it. It's gone.
Oh, well, hold on. Now you're not a man anymore.
I
thought you were a grown man.
I don't disagree with you.
Well, now you don't have nothing? You
Well,
can't do
yeah,
nothing.
I got a credit card. I mean,
Oh, you
I
were-
just don't.
well,
I
spin
can't-
that up.
I just don't have access to the real money, the stuff we really have. That's been taken away. But I got all the virtual money I want.
Well,
And the argument I made for that is, it's not your credit, it's my credit.
so the hologram through your phone, can we do that?
Yes.
How expensive is
We just
that?
got to find one of these places that has the motion capture thing. They got that in town. We got Tiburone.
Games, maybe?
We got EA. We
Yeah,
got
someone
we got startups all around town. We got somebody who's got it.
Because I want to sell a box set of all of our shows, all the BDM shows, everything, and then a hologram.
But the hologram is Corey Feldman.
Yeah.
And we reach out to him. He'll do it. We'll just have to pay him a little bit. $250 for $250. He's like, "What's up? It's Corey Feldman." Tom and Dan love you, man.
All right, it's like a cameo, digital hologram cameo.
Yeah, he'll do
Let's
it.
do that.
He'll do it. Oh, you get
250.
Wayfarer sunglasses, which made me laugh because Corey says you're getting the same pair of Wayfarer sunglasses that he wears, and I know he's going to buy the cheap ones that we buy to give out to listeners.
I'm
It's
sorry.
the same sunglasses.
But it's
Did
not.
he change the name of his backup singers to Corey's Autism Angels?
Yes, I believe.
Are they autistic?
All of them
That's
now.
what I'm
yeah,
trying
he's
to
very
figure out.
inclusive now. He's very inclusive. He thought that just not having autistic angels was bad, so now all of them have autism. Severe, like crippling.
Is it? So it's Corey Feldman's
It's
autism.
Autism
He has
Angels.
a link on
Yeah.
CoreyFeldman.net
No, I think it's
that
a
says
charity.
Corey's Autism Angels.
It
yeah,
might be
it looks
a
like it is a
charity.
charity.
Oh,
I was
okay,
just
all
joking.
right,
I was just joking.
Wow.
But
This
we're
is,
laughing. He's a bad
He's
person.
the bad person.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't laugh at that. What's wrong with
he
you?
He says the R word. I heard
All
it.
the time.
Yeah.
It's the only thing he says.
He's
It's like his
laughing.
morning greeting.
All right. Bye bye.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. You can watch us every single day, Monday through Friday. We are live on Twitch. We are Orlando's strongest stream, and you can find us at twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live. And every replay, right around 5 o'clock, it'll post on YouTube. Just search Tom and Dan Live.
Also, brand new merch on our merch page. Just go to tomanddan.com. New dome hat.
I love the hat.
And some new T-shirts, some stuff that we did with Villain Clothing Company last
Yes.
year. It's on our merch page, so you can get the last of beer tubes or dog leashes or lanyards.
Yeah, my wife bought
Hammocks.
some, I believe she bought some Villain ladies action wear. Because
Oh.
my wife loves the jogging.
Oh, yeah.
And Villain just put out some action wear, and she's like, that's cute stuff. So don't sleep on any of their gear, man. They make good stuff. Check it out.
So, in my never-ending journey to get my sons into something,
Yeah.
I finally...
Well, you've been saying
Yeah.
that they're not into anything, which
Yes.
they got to be into something.
Well, they like playing Switch, and they like watching YouTube.
They're into something then.
But I don't want those.
Okay,
not
that's
into
fine.
what
That's
he
fine. I
wants
like
them
that.
to
I appreciate your honesty.
Well, I want them to get out and do something like Maisie's, she's at a different class for making things. She's in dance.
you know where she's at today? This is ridiculous. She's at a cooking class today.
Yeah, she's got
There's
a
a
cooking
camp. She's
yeah.
at some cooking camp.
Yeah, like a bunch
That's her
of
mom,
things.
though. That's not her. Her
Well, she's
mom-
doing it.
Well, she gets a little nervous, but she does have a knack for like marching. Or, she's independent. She's like, I want to learn to cook. I like cooking. You have to march in there and learn how to cook something.
My sons don't want to learn how to do nothing.
Yeah.
Tony.
Oh, Tony Monjet's here. This never happens where we have a guest that's supposed to be and they oh no, get on the good mic. Get on the good mic.
I've been dodging trying to pay him for a sofa.
Oh, that's what's been going on.
Good. Dodge everybody. I support the dodging.
Yeah, everybody's checks have been coming late. I understand what's
We
going
have
on here.
we have more money when you dodge.
It's inflation, man.
Yeah. Although you sent me an invoice, you could have just showed up and got the check. I thought when I clicked on the invoice, I thought it was a way for me to digitally pay because that's the thing now. Oh, there is.
Oh, Pop.
I didn't see it. I didn't. I thought.
You have your glasses
Man, you
on.
forced him to come here to get a paper check.
I need a big
God,
blue
what is
pay
this,
now.
2003? What is this, 2003?
He texted me. He's like,
Just
"Is this
PayPal
like
him.
Western Union or something?
Oh, my
Union.
God.
My God.
Do I need to go to the pharmacy and cash this or something like that?"
I gotta write. My dad used to do that before we'd go to a seafood restaurant. He'd be like, I gotta go to Winn-Dixie and write a check to cash. So we'd go into Winn-Dixie. I'd march in there
Get a
with
money
him.
order.
We
Oh.
didn't have to wear any masks or anything. It was a different time. And we go in. He had that tiny little shorts on. He'd have his gold necklace on. He'd have his polo wide open, chest hair poofed. He'd go and he'd get his cash, and on we went to Daytona Beach to get a seafood dinner.
People still pay at the grocery store with checks.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
apparently, I'm always the one behind them.
Me too.
They're old.
Me too. Old people.
Yeah.
Trash people, right?
Trash people. But
Or-
I have a theory on trash people. I have a new revelation on trash people that you guys may be on board with, or you may disagree. But you were in the middle of a story,
That's
so
fine.
just I don't want to. I
Oh,
don't
right
want to
now,
hide
trash.
you.
Yeah.
Do you want to go on trash people, or do we want to go
Well-
getting your boys into this new thing you're getting them into? Your choice.
I'll tell you.
Let's go into this.
But and there's no rhyme or reason, and I don't even know why I chose this. But
Well, I do, because you're so desperate right now. Every day you come in, you're as desperate for your sons to be into something as I am for my daughter to shut the F up.
But
That's pretty accurate, right?
they've never expressed any, I guess, clue to tell me that they want to be into this, and I've never. Okay, so. There is a rock climbing place, and I say rock climbing, but it's just the
rock wall, yeah.
rock
This is
wall,
definitely going to help your hands.
handles.
It's going to help your burning hands as you plummet to your death.
And it's near
That's
my
a super
house.
spreader. All the germy little kid hands.
No,
we're beyond that now. We're beyond that now.
Yeah, I gave up on that a long time
I
ago.
like that you're choosing something. Your hands are on fire most of the time. You're choosing rock climbing. I love this.
So, and I thought, well, maybe I'll just go with them. I'll take after school. We'll go like every week.
I think that's cool.
And then we'll go to this place. So I emailed them, which I
How
never
many
do.
times do you climb that wall before you're sick of
Well,
it?
there's different ways.
I've never even been there.
No, you're going, I believe, I may be way wrong on this, but you're going for like the efficiency. You're going for, like, if you go up this side, it's harder than if you go up this side, and you're going for speed. Like get faster at it, get more efficient, strengthen your hands, strengthen your arms.
I would have no interest as a kid, I don't think. I think I'd do it one time and be like, all right.
It's like, I would imagine doing it with your dad, though. It's kind of like tree climbing on acid, right? Like
And there's
a higher-
harder,
I think it's cool.
And then there's like the one where there's like a shelf, and you have to go
Yeah,
like
oh, yeah,
upside
yeah,
down.
yeah.
You have to learn how to climb that one.
Now,
or
have
whatever.
they
But you're right.
expressed interest in...
No.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't even ask them, and I was just like, "We'll do this."
Oh,
We're
man.
rock climbers now.
and I
I'm
said,
changing your name.
They do
You're
nothing
bolder.
athletic, and he's going to make them as if they have any upper body strength at all to rock climb.
So I guess
That's how
we
they
are talking
did it.
about trash people, right?
Yeah.
I
Do
don't
trash,
know why.
are rock climbers trash people?
I don't know. I think it's a little trashy.
Hey, man, there's a rock.
I don't
Let's
know.
climb it.
It's not really fancy.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. But anyway, I emailed them, and I'm like, because I want to throw money at them. Like, I want a private course. And
Private core. You're going to shut it down like Shaquille O'Neal shutting down a Specs to buy CDs? Is that what you're going to do? You're
No,
going to
no.
I'm a big celebrity. Shut down the rock climbing place. I can't have people looking at me.
No, the place can be as busy as you want. I just want an instructor
Oh, one-on-one.
and me and my boys and the instructor, and then they teach
But
us
the
how to do
instructor's a girl.
yeah, whatever it is. They did.
Oh, I was going to throw in a wrench in this scenario because if the instructor's a girl, this is not going to work.
Why? Well, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
Because all you're doing is staring at asses the whole time.
No.
That's the beauty of rock climbing. She's like, I'll show you how to go up, and you ain't gonna get some chungus up there showing you how to do it. It's gonna be some old teen
So I assume.
telling you.
Like,
I know my rock climbing. I'm a trash person.
so I sent this long email, and then I said, "This is what I
Dear
want."
rock climbing place.
To the info, I just went to the website and
Wow.
and then
Info at crazyrocks.com.
and then they sent me back. They're like, "All right, we do have like individual courses, whatever, and then this is the course leader or whatever. You can email." Now I don't know if it's a her or him because they have
could be both.
No, well, I don't know. Yeah, I
don't mean both. I mean that could be hey.
They have an androgynous name. Is that the right word for it?
Yeah.
You did good.
Where it's a nickname. It's one of these rock.
Is it Rocky?
You can call me Rocky.
I don't want to say it because they
Okay.
could get back to him. But it's an
Don't want to get anyone suspended.
Oh,
It's
it
a
already
nick-
got back to him.
it's a nickname that could be a woman or a man, and I don't know. So now and then I emailed that person, and they emailed me back, and still no way of
You
knowing.
gotta troll their Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta hit up their Facebook.
But
What?
it's a nickname though. You don't have. Do you have the actual name?
He
No.
doesn't want to say it.
It's just
don't say
It's
it.
just a nickname, so I don't know.
Don't ruin this,
But I
'cause
don't
this
know.
could happen.
It
This
doesn't
could be-
matter to me either way. But then the person asked some very logical questions that I had. no-
fat are you?
Like,
Are you big fat
now,
chungus?
they asked some important questions like, are you into this? Do you know if your sons want to do this? Also, do you have any experience
Hold
that
on
will
a
lead you
second.
towards?
I have never gone to anything I've ever done with my daughter and then had the person go, "Hey, just so you know, before she starts dancing, are you really into this?" I'm trying to talk you out of it.
No,
I
well-
don't want to do it. Nobody's into rock climbing, is what I'm saying.
I get their point where like do you want to just come and see if your sons like it? And
Right.
but
Oh,
I
that's
don't want.
smart. That's
Yes,
smart.
that is smart.
But I know that they're going to be like, nah, take it or leave it. You know what I'm saying? Like I know how
Okay,
they
so
are,
you're
so I just
betting
want to
that-
force
okay.
them into
Okay.
taking the course.
I love this.
But then they were like, well, you should learn a little bit before you come, so you can I guess
Yeah.
belay for your sons. I guess hold the rope.
Is that what it's
whatever.
called? Belaying?
I guess when you're holding the rope while they climb from the bottom. You see what I'm saying?
I
Like,
didn't know that. I don't know what any of that's called.
And-
So that's kind of cool.
And then I'm like, I do not want that responsibility because, like, my son's rocketing down.
yeah.
You know, I'm with you.
That's
I
what
don't
I'm paying you for.
I don't
yeah.
want that either.
And then the rope does the move. And it's like, and
he
then it
gets
goes,
smoked.
and
He goes
then I
smoked.
try to grab it. I lose it. I'm like, oh.
It's like trying to catch a fish that jumped out of your hand.
Yeah, yeah.
You never can. You never can. If a fish
yeah.
is in your hands and it flops, it's gone.
Yeah. Or a bird flies away.
No, never been
yeah,
caught.
You'll never
Chicken,
catch it out of the
chicken,
air.
You can't catch a chicken.
Once
One of
that
those
rope-
water weenies at Spencer's Gifts. All those things. The same thing.
So I'm gonna go through with it and see what happens.
Oh,
but
you're taking private lessons.
I almost can. I mean, how much do you want to
and
bet
Pat, you and Pat are taking private lessons.
that my sons are not going to be interested,
I don't-
and this will last 3
You
times?
know what? I can see Tommy being kind of like a rock climber. You know what I mean?
'Cause he
He's
wants
got to
to be
have that body
Spider-Man.
type. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He likes Spider-Man. Max, more of like a rock thrower, maybe.
Wait, is that? He's
Well-
that perfect. He's a
Yeah.
perfect muscle ass.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah,
built like a
but-
sandbag, which is not good for rock climbing.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
Tommy's spindly.
You want to
but
be-
Max is the only one that has like he is competitive a little bit.
Yeah.
Like Tommy's got zero competitive
But
nature.
rock
or
climbing
whatever.
not known for its competitiveness.
Hold
right?
on, we have a professional in the building. Apparently, Butler
Wait.
was a certified belayer rock climbing as a kid.
Oh my God.
Butler, get in here.
Nobody can see me. No one can see me banging my head against my microphone.
Never saw that coming.
So Butler is a professional
It's
rock
like
climber. now.
it's like a bit now,
God.
right? It's like he's like, I
Yeah.
think I can do this one. I think I can sell it.
Oh,
the Forrest Gump of podcasting.
you just one day Samantha asked Butler like, how many jobs have you actually had? And Butler started rocketing through
You couldn't even remember them all.
No.
a bunch of jobs we never even heard of.
Right.
There was like 15 extra jobs. And I was like, oh my God, how many jobs?
So, well, I did 2 tours in Afghanistan.
No stolen valor.
So
That's where I draw the line.
explain to me.
I'll lie about
professional-
everything else, but not the military,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
those guys will beat me up.
But he was in the British military.
You were in the
Something-
British
I fought a
military.
Marine
Yeah,
once.
you were.
It was when I was a kid. I was in high school, and we used to go rock climbing at the local rock climbing gym in Norfolk, Virginia. And
All right.
to start off, you had to go through a whole belaying course because you had to belay each other. So That's how I
Yeah,
became.
okay.
Blaze.
You're your boy's gonna-
Everything
Yes, sir.
happens in Virginia, so there's no way for us to fact
Yeah, we
fact
can't
check.
track.
Yeah.
That's easy. I can
That's
say
the plan.
Hey, I used to be a professional rock climber in Venezuela. Go check that.
There's no way to vet that.
But one
you
day
know?
there
Too
will
dangerous.
be. Like one day you can't lie because the internet. You can be like, I went to your Facebook page in 2017. You did not do this. Like everybody's like,
we're getting to a point where if you put it out there, we're able to vet it.
yeah, because you can just go to
Yeah.
your social media and see like, oh yeah, there's the pictures of you.
But I do believe this sounds like a legitimate.
does it?
Yeah.
What
This
he,
one- normally they're
he
right.
says it about everything else.
Normally they're like very close to being actual things that he did, but there's no way to fully vet it, but the area is correct. It's almost like having almost all the pieces to the murder except the body location.
So I rappelled one time in professional gear from the Amway Center roof. Whatever, from
right.
the top, the
on-
scaffolding on the top.
I saw that on I Should Not Be Alive.
And it was seemingly pretty easy. Like he gave me 5 minutes of instruction while we were standing on the scaffolding on the top of the Amway, and then I went over the edge, and
Yeah, but going down is a little different than climbing up, right? And-
Gravity's doing most of the work at that point.
well, on that one you're just coming down.
yeah. I'm holding
And doing like devil horns and be like, oh yeah, right?
Now I did go down too fast, which he told me not to do, and the rope was smoking in front
But
of
it
me.
was cool.
So burning up,
yeah,
yeah.
it was cool.
That was your fire hands. Your fire hands were burning.
Yeah, it
the
was
rope.
smoking. How easy is this?
To belay somebody, it's easy. It's just as long as everything's tight and you're wearing the harnesses and everything.
So basically, I'm just going by look. Like all you have to do is take the slack off as they climb. That way, when they fall, they don't have they basically when they fall off, it's like not a go.
Too much.
yeah. So
you let off slack off of your line, and it allows them to obviously rappel. But it's on like this massive cleat around, almost like a fishing when you're sit down fishing and like the cleat. It's almost like that. It just sits right in there.
and if someone does fall, I don't like it. Basically,
You're anchored. There's an anchor point to the ground, then that goes up to them. So there's
That was
levels.
my question. I was about to ask because as of right now, I'm thinking you're holding the rope in one hand and then a cord slide on the other.
I got it, boy.
so it.
At least when we were kids, that's how we did it. I don't know. I'm sure
Yeah,
it's
you
probably-
do the thing where you wrap it around, and if this thing goes, you're just gonna pull my arm off.
How
We
like,
all right. We all right.
How much responsibility does the person belaying have for the person on the
Can we
rock's
just say
life?
rope holder?
Yeah, like
You could allow the person belaying could allow the climber to drop like a rock if they wanted to. Like if they give him too much slack, you can drop.
Drop it.
Gotcha.
Like a rock.
So you do have to be careful not to give it too much slack because you could hurt the person
Correct.
climbing. All right. So you have to. But what is that? Just paying attention?
Correct. Yeah.
Oh, that's the least thing you can do.
My worst skill. Maybe I should do
You should
something
not do that.
requires
No
daydreaming. Yeah. What requires no attention? Because
Basically, anything on kook slams or qualified captain. If you want to ride if you want to drive your boat onto dry land, full speed, that's a daydreaming.
So what are the chances that either of my sons
Well,
fall
you're-
in love with rock
Well, you're
climbing?
selling
Zero,
the
right?
sizzle. You're
It's
selling
zero.
the sizzle when the first thing you do is, we're gonna have a great day rock climbing. Hey, is everybody here to pay attention? It's like, boring.
'Cause
I was like, how are they with heights?
it doesn't seem to bother them that much.
They don't seem to know. Like the way you're describing it, as
Yeah,
if
nothing
they,
really
like,
matters.
Nothing is like they're like
Write that down.
ah.
Yeah. It seems like
It's like if you took them to the top of the highest mountain, they'd be like ah. If you took them to hell, they'd be like ah.
They have no passion in life. Like this is my fault. I gave them the
top,
bite.
the top.
Yeah. I gave them the zero passion in life. They're not really interested in much.
There's not one thing that they see on TV where they're like, whoa, like what? Like.
They do like oh, that's cool. I'm like, you want to do that? They're like, nah. It seemed too hard. Which is right. I was like, that's hard. It is hard.
Well, they once told me they wanted to skateboard, but I think they were lying to me.
Yeah. That's what they.
Why'd you
They're
think
people
that they were-
pleasers, like their old man too.
Oh,
They
little
just-
liars.
No, they
They just want to please Tony by expressing
but
interest.
you're still lying.
They're like this, and they've done this. They've done this to me when the times we're over there. Like if you like, I don't know, you're hanging out with them or a napkin or you drop a thing or something like that. They'll be like, I got it. Like they
Right.
want to help you out. You know, they're good.
Yeah.
And actually,
don't
I
want
think
a
I know what the
skateboard.
trick was because it was a conversation between Meme and I, with your daughter,
Yeah,
talking
Meme.
about skateboarding. She wants a skateboard, right?
Well, she
And
wants
they-
to do
can't
it.
believe that
Well,
one.
she wants to do everything, including leave us. Like,
Right.
she doesn't want to be around me. Like, she's like, yeah, I got enough of this guy. He gave me some skills. I know how to basically read. I'm out.
And then your kids overheard the conversation, and they were like, "Hey, what about us?" So I
They didn't
don't-
want to be
yeah,
left out. Okay.
right?
Well, they're not going to be left out.
No,
Yeah, there's enough skateboards for everybody.
Also,
No, just saying that they didn't start the conversation with Tony of like, hey,
Right.
we want a skateboard. They
maybe they
overheard.
don't want
so,
to.
yeah.
They just kind of were like,
Kids
well,
do that, yeah.
You know,
God, I do that.
okay, let me tell you something. So I had skateboarding lessons as an option.
I
Right?
love it. Do it.
But this may be selfish of me, but I have this fantasy of doing something with them, like a father-son activity.
Yes.
And I did, I used to skateboard when I was 15. Some times have changed. And
You need a flexibility to skateboard.
well,
Kind of like skimboarding.
I'll be horrible at it, and they'll see it. And that's what I'm afraid. Like,
But you think you're going to be good at rock climbing?
I'm strong
counting on
enough
his
to
strength.
blood eye myself through. I'll be better than them at rock
Yeah.
climbing
Even
than I
if
will
he's-
be at skateboarding. I'll embarrass myself at skateboarding, and then my sons will see me as a goofus fool.
I could totally see you not even using your legs.
But you got to use your legs.
No, but he will just jam a banana himself right
yeah,
He will
yeah,
just
no legs,
literally
yeah.
scream, pull himself. I've seen him do it.
my legs
He
will just
lifted.
flop behind me like a squid.
He will do
and I'll
that.
use all my upper body
Sully
muffin.
legs,
I'll
yeah.
climb in muffin.
Travis Butler. I watched
Muffin only.
I watched this man.
I can do it.
at the
I'm
Dunkin'
strong.
Donuts on the Dunkin' Donuts on Bennett. This is a
Muff
true
climbing.
story. I watched this man lift my 07 250 SI Vespa. It's a heavy bike. He lifted it himself and blood eye and tulipped his rear end and pushed it into the back of his truck and stretched it down. He didn't recover the whole drive where we were going back to my house. He didn't say a word because I think his body was healing itself.
Like I could climb a rope with the dead legs, like
Yeah, you
just
can.
with the upper body.
Just
it
straight.
seems
You
like
can?
it.
Yeah,
I
with
could.
just
I could do it.
anger
I
and
could do it.
strength.
I could do
Anger
it.
and strength.
I can do it.
He
Give
thinks
me a.
he can do it.
No, he can.
I can do it.
Let's put it to the challenge.
We're about to Tom and Dan handicap rope climb off.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
It's a handicap rope climb off.
Yeah. I've been waiting to start challenging Butler with strength competitions.
This is the first one. You have to. We have to tie your legs at the bottom so you can't inch them up.
Yep.
And you can only use upper body up the rope. We need a rope.
Yeah, but I'm a tiny bit afraid of losing it
Okay.
because I cannot be.
Well, he's wispy light now,
I cannot
right?
be not the strongest person in the building.
Yeah,
Well,
but-
he's wispy. No, that wouldn't be strength. He's wispy light.
I don't know if that
Like
matters.
it absolutely your weight
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
It's like when I
Yeah.
go to do pull-ups. I'm just started strength training back this
Yeah.
year.
I'm
I've
inching
lost
up.
10 pounds in the last month or so, but like rapidly. Like
Yeah.
I'm doing pull-ups. I'm like, oh my god,
How much
so
you weigh
easier.
right now?
170.
Okay, yeah, I'm 15 pounds heavier now.
What happened?
Some things,
HGH.
some things fell apart.
Those are surge.
You guys were having a little competition for a
I
while
thought, yeah,
there.
what happened to the competition? And I thought you were on that tee. Are you on that tee yet?
No,
I want the
I would
tea.
tell you.
I think my doctor
I
will
need
get,
to get
dude,
on
I
it.
think my doctor will give it to me. She likes me.
Well,
and I have a
get it from
female
your doctor and give it to me. My doctor is mad
No,
about
but
it.
here's my plan. See, you didn't do it
You
right.
give me Adderall, not
No,
tea.
I have a female doctor, right? And all I have
Oh,
to
she
do
doesn't
I'm like,
understand.
yeah, but she she
she
doesn't
doesn't understand how the male body works.
She doesn't, but I'll just tell her like, oh my god, it's making it hard for my wife. I can't get an erection. You know,
Oh,
and then
yeah,
she'll be
yeah.
like, oh, quality of life. And then she'll overcompensate.
See, I can't tell my doctor that because I don't want him to think that I can't get an erection.
Why do you care?
yeah, he'll just go like,
That's
well,
what he's for.
Yeah, like I'm too.
So what if you really can't
I'm
get an
too
erection? You're just
misogynistic to tell anybody that, even if it's true.
so you're just gonna keep it to yourself and never
if,
get an
if it
erection.
stops working, I'll not tell anybody.
And don't try to fix it. What are you gonna do with your wife?
I'll make it seem like I don't love her anymore. whatever it takes for me not to admit that my ding dong doesn't work.
The hardest road.
Because I'm too prideful to never admit that that'll stop working or that I'm not as strong as Butler.
I love all
That's
the-
just the truth.
Boy, if
I'm
you-
telling you how I feel.
If you guys weren't excited for 2021, or 2022, I'm telling you, next year's shows we have the ding dong challenge, we got the handicap rope climbing race. It's gonna be crazy.
I can. Well, how tall is the rope? Like,
I don't know, gymnasium height.
Oh
right?
no, that's too high.
No, you got to go up, ring the bell, and slide down.
That's like 30 feet or something. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's like gym clash style.
yeah. I think I can do it.
We used to have them at my old gym, yeah. So we see
All
it
right.
a lot.
We need to
course you
email us if there's a rope somewhere around that me and
No,
Butler.
no,
Seth has one.
don't do
Seth
that.
has one at his gym.
Does he have a rope?
Yeah.
All right, we'll go to Seth's gym. And now, is it speed, or if we just both can do it, we both win?
Well, we could do both.
Yeah,
we
we'll
have
do
to
both.
decide on that first. I mean, what do you guys want to do? I think it should be.
I don't
Maybe-
think either one of you are going to be
Maybe
able to
climb
do it.
until we fail. Keep going. Go up and down. Keep going until you can't go anymore.
Well, we gotta.
He's saying he can do it.
Well, we got to put a 15-pound weight vest on Travis to make it even out to
How
the
about you
playing
just
field.
lose 15 pounds?
weight vest. So you
Come
might
on,
have more.
Jungus.
You might have more muscle.
Yeah, but it's
Then-
got to be.
yeah, go jump
know,
rope.
Wait,
like
he
sauna.
might-
Muscle
might-
weighs more than fat.
He might not have enough weight. I mean, he may get there and be like, "Son, my wispies can't get me up the rope."
That's what I'm saying. Like, even when I was super skinny, I had no
Upper body strength.
Upper body
yeah,
strength.
that's what
at
matters
all.
more.
Well, I got that.
Okay.
But we got to make it even.
Okay, we
you got
can
a
make it even.
15-pound weight vest.
But is there a
Again,
height
I don't know
difference?
that
Do we
makes
do
it
any of
even.
that? Are you guys the same height?
Yeah, we're the same height.
yeah.
I'm a little bit taller.
How big? What about Ding Dong? Is it the same Ding Dong?
I don't know about that. I think I feel like it's the same though.
I
What,
feel like
Ding
you,
Dongs?
I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like you guys
I'm
are
uncut,
almost.
I'm bigger.
I feel like you guys are almost like twin brothers.
No.
There's only one way to figure that
completely
out.
Yeah. I guess now we have to do the handicap rope race, and then after that, do
Ding
a
dong
ding dong
challenge?
challenge.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, but yeah, he's uncut, so he's got some other weirdo thing. Gross, I've
slows
seen
you
it.
down.
My son's got it.
That slows you down.
Disgusting.
You're 3v1 right now.
All right, we got to get out of here. But yes, sir.
Oh, do we have
Yeah,
to?
we do, but-
Okay. Oh, I was going to
We'll
ask
be
Tony.
right back.
Okay.
Oh.
When we come back, I want to ask Tony about his getting a citizenship because I heard from another person who was Canadian that his was super easy. And I wondered if there's a difference. Seriously, I'm
that's
like,
racist.
anyway, we'll be right back. Welcome back to a corporate time. All right. So
Now, what are you explaining now?
I heard from a friend that, and he may have talked to you about this, about he's Canadian and he recently got his citizenship or whatever. And he described the process as a lot easier than Tony described it. And then it got me thinking, I was like, wait a minute. Are there two, do they give
It's like getting your medical
brown
marijuana
people
card.
harder tests? But then I was like, no way.
It's like getting your medical marijuana card. Like I paid like $120 and then $75 to the state, and some people are like, I spent $375. I was like, what? You did? Where did you
Yeah,
go?
yeah,
They're
yeah.
like, I went to Dr. Green. I was like, oh, I went to Doc MJ. Like it's all, like
Is
they're all
it
different.
But I'm like, it's got to be the same. Like, there's no way there's like blatantly discriminating against people trying to get their citizenship, is it?
No, but like what made it easier for him? Or
Right.
why is he
I don't know. He
claiming that's
described
easier?
it like as like he went in there and it was like it took him 4 hours from the time he first like went. He's like, I'm here for my citizenship, and then like he walked out 4 hours later
No.
and it was an easy test or something. He said he was Canadian. He talked to you about it and it said way harder. Tony's sounded way harder than his.
No, first of all, you can't just walk
No.
in there and demand.
It's a process.
It made it sound
citizenship
easier.
like you're buying like candy or something. You can't do that. Obviously,
So you
have-
can't same day at like safe
Mount-
place for like, they don't bring out like we'll
box of
come to
steaks.
you. We'll give you a free box of steaks. You become an American citizen.
First,
Mounties do it
it's the
different.
same for everybody, right?
Right. It's
No
the
matter
same
what.
as far as I know, it's the same application for everybody. It's not. There's not like a brown and Canadian.
Okay,
application.
all right,
No,
that's
no.
good.
It's the same.
Brown and
form.
Canadian in the mornings.
Now, the only thing I can think of that would have made it easier would have been, not easier, would have been like after the interview, they probably had their ceremony like right after. Because I did see that some people had their ceremony.
I don't
right
like
after.
that. I like for them to
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah,
Make it real.
waste
Then
more
make
time,
my
yeah.
ceremony a different. I don't want to like come because then
Right.
then I'm kind of like, well, then why'd we go through the class? You could have just done the
I
ceremony.
had to wait a week, but it's mostly because I had a name change. So normally,
Another one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my god!
I'm Tony Dynamite.
Dynamite.
Normally, when you have a name change, you have to go to the court and do it there. But because of
Yes.
COVID and all that stuff, like the judge had to come into the immigration offices and do it there. So that's why we had to wait a week. You know what I mean?
Gotcha,
So like
yeah.
other people that they're not changing their name, they just passed the interview and the test and all that stuff. They have the chance if there's a ceremony like coming shortly. Let's say you're done with your interview and in an hour there's a ceremony. They might be like, hey, you want to stick around and just do your ceremony and be done with it? And that's the only way I can think of that would have made it easier, quote unquote.
How long would it take if I started like, all right,
Let's do it. Let's become citizens.
Like, from the day I decided
Can
I
you get
wanted
a double?
We can test it out with Butler.
How fast can
Ooh,
you?
yes, you can.
You don't want to be a citizen.
Oh, and let's change his name. Oh man, it'd be so great.
I mean, but like, how long? I thought you had to be put on a waiting list, and it could be years.
No.
No, that's like Xbox Series X.
No.
To be a citizen, easy.
Easy. No, for mine it was a little bit different because I was supposed to have my interview in April of last year, and I think from the moment I applied into what my interview would have been, I think it was like 7 months or something like that. I can't remember. But then COVID hit, so they straight up canceled my interview.
So yeah, that caused
Like,
a
yeah,
bunch
there
of
was, like,
problems.
literally,
yeah.
like-
You caused COVID. We know it.
So then I just had to wait for them to like send me another letter, like reschedule my interview, and then it wasn't until September. So it went from April to September. It was my reschedule. So
Okay.
that's why it took so long.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what probably why it seems like it was harder. It wasn't harder. It was just
Time, yeah.
COVID times. Messed everything
Well,
up.
I mean, you could make an argument that you were having to like maybe jump through more hoops, right? Because there were times that were moved in like weird circumstances, and the guy coming in,
Right.
and
And in all honesty, I think mine was even easier because of COVID. Because the interview, I felt like it was faster because they almost wanted you like in and out. Like,
Yeah.
they don't. They're like.
They're
they
I
trying
don't
to
want you
play catch
opening
up.
your mouth more than 3 times to let
Right.
the COVID out. You know,
And,
yeah.
And the ceremony the same way. I have my ceremony taped on video. I can put my phone down.
Do you watch it?
I sometimes, twice a week. And I cry. Yeah. No, and normally when you go online and go to YouTube and find ceremonies, they usually last like 30, 40 minutes, like the whole shebang. Mine was 6 minutes.
Whoa!
Was it because of COVID? And
Yeah, there was only a certain number of people allowed. We were separated by like 3 seats, and they were basically like, all right, congratulations, blah, blah, blah. Here's your thing, and let's go.
does someone? I mean, who?
They said "Let's go" at the end. I like that.
Does
the
like
the
They
boss.
said a name, like say let's go, and then a name.
Yeah,
somebody's
yeah. I
name.
couldn't figure out
Does
what
he-
the
I don't
name
know what
was.
he was
It's
talking about.
unintelligible.
Who proceeds over the ceremony is someone
The judge.
Okay, does
Yeah.
he dress like Uncle Sam?
Oh,
or
no,
something?
no,
Is there something?
He should.
Yeah, I mean,
he's
something,
wearing,
right?
Yeah, he's wearing the wig.
No, I want Uncle Sam full-on American Eagle. Like I want
mad pointing at
Yeah,
you.
what the
There
man
was an
get in
eagle.
the
There
army.
was an eagle. He had an eagle on it.
No,
It was like a.
Was there any sort
Falconeer.
of pomp and circumstance at all, or is it
Like
just?
how about a tape player with the national anthem on it?
No, they had. I mean, we had.
They
to
gotta do
the
that.
Pledge of Allegiance and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The national anthem, all that.
Did
good
they
stuff.
do all of them? Because they did Pledge of Allegiance. Then you got to do. What's the one that comes before the national anthem? They usually get Queen Latifah
African
to sing.
American-
It's the
African
only
American
song
national
Queen
anthem.
Latifah sings.
America the
America the
Beautiful.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
which I actually like better than the national anthem. I like America the Beautiful. That's a beautiful, beautiful song.
By the way,
From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam.
I wonder if anybody else is weird like
That's a great
this.
song.
I so don't want to participate in group activities that I often and for my whole life have just mimicked without saying anything. Happy birthday and Pledge of Allegiance and all.
Do you know the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yeah. I think I
Oh,
can get there.
I don't know.
Pledge of Allegiance challenge. Hey, what's up? It's me, Tom, and this is the Pledge of Allegiance challenge. Let's do it on TikTok.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
Close with liberty.
With liberty.
With liberty, not for liberty.
whatever.
With liberty.
Yeah, it's close enough.
Did
you know it,
You're
Bubba?
not a citizen. I'm
No,
sorry.
no, I
He doesn't need to. He's not
Yeah,
American.
haven't had to. I haven't had the Pledge of Allegiance to that flag.
But I knew that.
Of course
knew,
I did. No, we did do it in elementary school.
Okay, because I learned that in '98 when I went to high school here.
I don't think
for like 4 months.
kids don't do it anymore, right? Or do
I
they?
have
May,
no
May
idea.
does. Yeah, May
Yeah.
knows her Pledge of Allegiance. She knows it by heart.
Do they do it every morning?
Yeah, she does it.
Okay.
I guess it might be a teacher thing. I don't know, but I know Maisie knows it and she does it. She
It's
also
probably school by school, right?
Probably.
I
Don't
should
know.
more about my son's
versus
school.
private.
I think we've asked them before. Like, do you do this? And they're like, I don't know. Like, they never know nothing. I'm like, do you
They're
do
different.
some sort of like? How do you not remember that? Like in the mornings, do you do?
Maybe you should start playing like memory games with them.
Yeah.
What at a baby age? That's what you do with your grandpa when he's in
Well,
the nursing home.
They don't remember anything.
Who's this
They gotta,
grandpa?
how do they
Who's this?
retain any
That's-
information?
That's your
Yeah.
cousin.
You gotta train
Pete.
their brains.
Yeah,
They're like
man.
mush.
You gotta be
They're-
like Jimmy. Like Jimmy, they do the Pledge of Allegiance every day.
No,
these kids-
no,
I forgot
every
about that.
when they wake up in the morning.
Yeah, I forgot that Colbert's roll call.
Yeah, yeah.
Colbert roll call. I can't say that. Colbert roll call. Hard to say.
Let's do some voicemail.
All right, buddy. If you'd like to leave us a voicemail message, 2 ways to do it. 1-844-TOM-IN-DAN. 1-844-TOM, the letter N, Dan. Or you can get our free app. All of our content's on there. You can become a BDM member. We just released 2 BDM shows today, an OG and a brand new show. We put exclusive content on there. Private parties will be rolling out this year. I'm excited about that. They're back. And you can find all of that at tomandan.com. All right, let's try. Oh God, enough of this one with the. I'm just playing them because there's too many of them. Hey guys, this is Joey from Orlando. Oh, hold on.
Oh, no, that's never happened before.
Yeah.
Where's the?
No, when I have to put it up on the screen, I have to reroute the
Ah.
audio back to the computer. My bad. Here it is. More Rod talk.
Hey guys, this is Joey from Orlando. I used to work for a municipality here in Orlando, and we used the rods all of the time. We did call them liars because they will pick up a lot of different things, but hearing
'Cause they're
Tom
picking up
talk
nothing,
about it
sir.
just makes me a little angry because he has no experience in this area.
See, now we're getting people that are
yeah.
like calling
Yeah, yeah.
in.
He just told on himself though.
There have been so many people.
We
that
call
have,
them liars.
Sam, you have,
what?
Sam, the number of people that have called in and
Listen to
called,
yourself, sir.
I love it. I love that we found on this because
it's the world's most imperfect, perfect argument.
the people that use it and believe it are dead set,
Can't
and there's
change
nothing they will convince them that it does
flat
nothing
earthers.
except for
Worse. It's worse because flat earthers, I believe, are
Half
in on
of
the
them are
joke.
trolls,
They're
yeah.
trolls.
Does he go on to say like what other things?
Yeah,
it finds.
all kinds of things. Tony, there's really, and I'm not making fun of these people because there are a lot of them out there. They can find anything with these dowsing rods, and you will not change their mind. You won't.
Hey man, when you're walking on grass, it'll find grass.
I'm sure there's a guy that
Well,
would say that, but normally they go magnetic field in the dirt. That's the big one.
Yeah,
Magnetic field in the dirt.
It's, I guess, the reasoning. If they'd all just admit, like, okay, I know it's my own brain, and that it's making a better logical guess than without the rods for whatever reason, because that's the only thing that we've come to the conclusion of the reason why so many people believe that they work so well, right?
But most people don't have confidence, right? Is this their way? It's their way of being
It's like
able.
a security blanket.
Yeah, it's their way of failing, right?
But they believe the rods are picking up some
Right.
magnetic field. Believe me, it is not. In the easy search, look on your phone. For everybody that's getting mad at me, just look on your phone. It tells you that the sticks, the
Do nothing.
wires do nothing, and they detect nothing. It can't pure science.
But
Now, if you believe in magic, I got nothing for you. But if you believe in any sort of science and magnetic fields, then you know. You can easily look up that they do nothing. They do not detect a magnetic field. There's no magnetic field. And if there was, the 2 wires bent with the flags ripped off will not detect.
well, I have here, Tony. I'll give you these. These are
it
real,
just won't. I promise you it won't. Easily search on internet. It'll tell you.
these are real dowsing rods that I bought online.
Fancy.
Yeah, they're brass.
But
They're-
it does work because
They're
your
very
brain
expensive. They're $14 a set. They come in a velour bag.
your brain is making
buddy.
your brain is making a logical guess on where the pipes are, and that's what's working, and that's why you believe
But
they work.
I think there's one more
just
part
know
of this.
that.
I think there's the other part of this. Subconsciously, I do believe that there is a level of comfort, like Sam said, security blanket, knowing you're not actively making this decision. This is all behind the scenes, right?
point.
Yeah.
But your brain is giving you comfort in knowing that if
I've
it's
got water
wrong,
here.
you can always say, well, they're normally they're right. Normal, and yes, I'm using that voice because it sells it better. But you know what I mean? Like there's a little bit of like, well, hey, you know, I put it out there. All I can do is use these rods. I'm not connected
Hey
to.
man,
It's
this
not
one's
me.
pointing at Tom.
Yeah, that ghost has been
look.
following him around.
Well, if you dug
look.
right there where your foot's at, there'd be some sort of electromagnetic field.
They're pointing at Tom.
Well, that means Tom has a ghost
So
on
now
him.
it's pointing at you.
I have a ghost on me now.
I'm fine with people using them as long as they admit
No.
it's my
That
brain
won't
that's
happen.
making them. And there's no sort of science.
There's
that's
one
making-
guy that's dedicated to ruining you because, like, there's one big guy that calls every day. He leaves me a new voicemail message. He's like, tell Tom, and he uses expletives. He's mad at you, and he says they work all the time. You're an idiot. Coach is an idiot. I'm an idiot. Sam, the entire cast is idiots. We're all stupid.
But
I mean, I am, but
what's
not
weird
because of this.
is that they will not
No.
look it up themselves.
No, they
and-
do, but they're like, no, all that stuff is wrong. I'm right.
It's like the people that believe wholeheartedly in ghosts or whatever because they've seen a ghost or they've had experience with ghosts or they've had some sort of feeling that you can't convince them
Right.
that they didn't have that
Right.
feeling. So it's like I can't convince the people that use these at work every day that it doesn't work because they saw the own evidence with their mind they were there and they're like we use them all the time. They find pipes more often than not. How do you explain that? And we've explained it what your brain is making.
They do what you do. They refuse to listen to the answer. They refuse the answer.
No,
that they're given. No, you do that all the time.
I do
you
not-
literally say, I refuse to believe that. You've said that to me countless times.
Yeah, but you didn't give me evidence that
okay.
that proved it. No,
I don't
seriously.
know what you guys are fighting about, but I like it.
No.
I'm
I-
hungry
Because
now.
he'll ask a question. I'll look it up on the internet like he just told these people to do. I will give him evidence of the exact opposite of what he's saying, and
Right.
then he will say to my face, I refuse to believe that. So
No,
that's,
but-
I mean, it's fine. I don't care either way.
You
but
are-
you are doing the exact same thing that they do.
No, I'm not.
You made Sam
because-
mad. Great
because-
job.
Not
Now
mad.
she's not going to videotape the rope off.
I'm just saying you're the
I-
biggest hypocrite of the show.
I know. I do not.
Oh my God.
No.
Shots fired.
Sam, what you do?
He refuses to believe that.
Remember when I said no. I say my bull.
Oh, you're not helping your case. I'm staying
If
out
you
of it.
show me evidence, I will believe the evidence. But you show me evidence that's half cocked sometimes. Where you're like, I'll say, hey, they don't got this piece of my pool equipment. It's back order. And you're like, I
Right.
found it right here. And I'm like, I talked to a professional who talked to 3 pool suppliers, and they said that so I'm guessing what you found is wrong, and the 3 pool suppliers are correct.
Well,
That-
well, if we're using a specific example, with that one you were right. The pool guys.
Well, we've listened to multiple professionals that work in these industries that say that these work. So that
Right.
was their evidence. They talked to a professional about it. I'm just saying it's the same thing.
if you show me actual evidence of something, I'll change my mind and I'll admit
Okay.
that I'm wrong. But a lot of times I get half-assed evidence.
get
It
it.
was just like one quick search, like, oh, you're wrong, and I'm like, I don't think it's fully thought out yet.
like it's a
Yeah.
little bigger than that.
Yeah.
This
That's
is-
all I'm
well,
saying.
This one, we beat this one in the ground. So this one I get, but okay. You want
Yeah.
to move on? Let's do
Yeah.
another one. Let's try. We already did the one guy that wants to be paid to do EJ's bit. So I'm gonna go with this one. Oh wait, no, not that one. I'm gonna go with this one.
This is BDM Brendan from Tennessee, and I work at a hospital. You are talking about the dividing rods.
Oh no.
And we use them at our hospital.
Oh no!
every-
We use it to cure cancer. oh my God!
At the
Don't use it
hospital.
for cancer. We use it with the kids' cancers the most. We send them home and tell them they're going to live happy life. Oh no!
This has been a subject that is
I think
fascinating.
all of my
because
voicemails are dowsing rods.
What the?
So many people are 100% convinced that they do more than what we say it is. It's the craziest thing we stumbled upon in a long time, where we've had more people that 100% believe this
I've never seen anything like it.
No.
based on only their own experience, but no other evidence
Oh, I'm going to get a
whatsoever.
voicemail from the guy that hates you. They're mad today.
Yeah. And it's like, and they'll never convince that they don't do anything because they've seen it so many times work. I'm just telling these people it's working because of your own brain.
I think this one is not related. So hopefully this
But what do
is-
they use about the hospital for?
Yeah, for real.
he goes on to just talk about he uses it to find electrical units in the walls, in the drywall.
I thought it was the doctor be like, all right, sir.
No, he
Lady
uses
here?
it for electrical units in the drywall. But he goes, it's a long voicemail.
that will not work.
Well,
I'm just telling you,
he
two,
says it
It
does.
helps the kids.
2 wires
Yeah,
will not detect any electricity behind
He's
drywall.
doing it, Tom.
It will not.
He disagrees with you. Let's try
That's
this
why
one.
they sell stud finders and other equipment that
Hey.
actual they work. They use
Most of the stud finders end up at this studio. Just saying. Let's try this one.
Hey guys, it's Zach from Ohio. Charmin Ultra Strong for life. What kind of toilet paper do you guys use? If any of you use Ultra Soft, that means that you have little crumblies in your butthole all the time, all day long, and it's gross.
Man, he got me on the end of that. I use. Okay, when I was a kid, this was kind of a hot topic, and it's connected for memories. Like in my brain, these two things are connected in my brain. My grandmother only purchased a type of toilet paper known as White Cloud. Does anybody remember?
Yes, they still have White Cloud.
Okay,
Generic?
I can't find the one.
Dollar General.
Okay,
Yeah.
good to know. Thanks.
Save a
See,
lot.
Sam has a lot of these weird. She knows where all the good stuff is.
I know
Is
where
it
poor people
generic?
stuff
No,
is.
that is good. White Cloud was
It's-
good.
it's a decent
it's
toilet
soft,
paper.
you know. And then, but that was the one I loved the most. It went hand in hand with Ivory soap with my grandma. My grandma liked Ivory soap. I liked Ivory soap because it floated, and you could take if you put a little water on the top of the Ivory soap and got it wet, so it got a little mushy. You could put your GI Joe's feet in it and then push them across the top of the water. It was freaking amazing. Try it. It's really really fun. But White Cloud toilet paper and Ivory soap are connected in my brain, so I always go to White Cloud toilet paper, but we are an Angel Soft household.
I'm not brand loyal.
Yeah, me neither.
We always get the one with a baby on it.
Jailhouse Scots.
Yeah, you brought in
rough.
some. He
Why?
brought in some
Why?
Scots.
I can't do that one.
Like when we were having the big
Well,
toilet
it doesn't
paper
just happen.
shortage.
You have a
know,
choice,
the
right?
big-
No, my wife picks it up. I don't
Yeah,
know.
his wife gets it, and
I know.
I used it one time here, and
That's like
it
recycled
was
paper.
literally a
Why
blood,
did-
it was a bloodbath.
She's a doctor. She can do it.
It's
Individually
horrible.
bundled for resale in
Oh
the jail.
man,
Yeah.
his toilet
Why don't you get the more luxurious toilet
his
paper?
toilet paper is the toilet paper that's wrapped in paper. The
Okay,
one that
let's-
has the wax paper on the outside.
Oh,
You take
God.
that off. Oh, it's terrible.
Let's
The
talk-
next, when he brought that in, I was like, next you're going to start bringing in little cups that
like
say
a-
Holiday Inn on
It's
them.
like truck stop paper.
Oh, it's bad.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
just-
so
I used it here. It was horrifying.
So let's look at this, because if once I go through the logic of this, it only ends in mental illness. So be careful. I'm just
Okay.
So
all right, that's our whole show.
there are certain reasons to use like inferior products, maybe for either health or like environment reasons. And my wife's done this to me. Like, oh, this is better for the environment. Sunscreen, or like there's chemicals.
Sorry, I didn't
in
mean to
this.
say it like that.
Yeah.
I thought we were getting points. I was like, sunscreen, pick me.
So I've had to use inferior products before, because now I put this in the category of crazy, but my wife would say it's for the environment or for her health, right? And so I am putting on the horrible sunscreen that doesn't work, like it's
we got it
chalky.
too. Everybody buys it once.
Or I'm
it doesn't
using
work.
the soap that's not as good, or whatever it is, because it's better for the environment or whatever. I've done that before. But toilet paper, it's only a cost thing. And then if you use the jailhouse Scots that we make fun of,
well, some are
Travis-
septic safe and some aren't really.
so is it a septic reason?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why my wife does a septic reason.
Oh,
when it all
my
boils down
God.
to it.
You know what?
I think you can use
Okay.
the good high quality one that's also
You can, but it's
septic.
gonna
It's gonna
clog
fill-
it up.
it's gonna
buddy.
fill up your
the
septic
thing.
faster.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about septic tanks with me personally, and I think I've only had one. It's a septic tank. I put everything in it until they call me, because
Yeah,
it's
it's
made,
a tank of doo-doo.
It's a tank of the worst stuff. So if it gets clogged, I'm just like, yeah.
But
a
it's a
septic tank.
pain in the ass to
Of
get it
course
pumped,
it's
man.
clogged. Yeah, you got to go pump the thing.
Yeah, but you
I
gotta
put-
dig it up.
I
Yeah.
put everything
You
in
gotta have
there.
a truck come out.
Simple
the whole thing.
TP, no squids.
I
Yeah, it's
put
just-
everything in there. Everything. Food
So,
scraps,
Samantha,
dead pets.
look up.
couple fish.
Yeah, everything.
Okay, what do you like, Charmin Ultra?
I would take a Charmin Ultra.
Yeah.
Okay, look up.
Charmin- yeah.
Is Charmin Ultra septic tank friendly? Because we can.
I'm sure it'll say it is, but so do the wipes, and they're not.
Yeah,
Well, no, they say wipes. You're not supposed to.
Wait a minute, where are we
Because
at with the wipes? Can we get to the end of that, please?
I'm getting down the road.
I
as
think
to
that's
why,
BS.
Why is Travis's wife buying jailhouse toilet paper if you could buy the more luxurious? Because I've used. Remember when we ran out and Travis brought one from home?
It's
Yeah.
horrifying.
And it was like wiping her butt.
I was bleeding.
It was terrible.
With
It was
a,
terrible.
a sheet
Makes you
of notebook paper. Like,
Yeah.
And
Well, it wasn't so much that nothing worked. It was just like there was like a
Thin.
sheen on it.
It's
It
like
was
an 800 grit
It's like
sandpaper.
parchment paper.
Yeah, it was like parchment paper.
Why?
It wouldn't. And this is, I'm trying to be clinical. It wouldn't catch anything, if you know what I mean. I was like, this
Slick.
thing. I feel like I'm buttering an English muffin back
And
there.
that's-
I need.
and it's only for septic.
You know?
because-
It's like baking paper.
Yeah, it was like the peanut butter is melting and it's going all over the English muffin. I'm
According
like,
to
God.
Charmin.com, Charmin is septic safe and thoroughly tested to ensure it will settle in a septic tank
Boom.
and then undergo biodegradation.
Because I've heard I know other people that have septic tanks, and they've never told me I got to use this jailhouse paper because my septic tank. They just use like normal high quality toilet paper.
I don't have to worry about it because as a good Spanishman,
Yes.
I just throw money in the trash.
yeah, right. The trash.
Yeah.
So your whole house smells like oh my god.
Flies. So why?
There's
Why
nothing-
the bad toilet paper? Because now it's making me mad. Why?
Hold on a second. Can we go back to
Why do it to
Spanish
yourself?
people putting?
You got money because then the only other reason is for the money reason.
Oh, excuse me.
And
I'm
I
getting
know
a
that-
political call.
I know that's not the reason. Your wife's a doctor, so you can afford the better quality. So why are you doing it to your butt?
I will
More
say,
bang for your buck. I don't know.
also, if you're looking up what are the worst toilet papers for septic systems, it does include anything that is triple or quadruple ply. Because the more layers, the harder it is to break down. Anything quilted and anything scented, apparently, those are all really bad for your septic tank.
Okay, like
Okay.
now what about?
But
where-
if you get a bare bones,
Charmin.
single ply that's not
single ply.
Yeah, but
No.
even if
even
it's
single ply is better than
I'm
the
not,
Scots.
I'm not a
Yeah,
single
yeah,
ply.
yeah.
guy.
Scott's is single ply.
No,
Yeah, but
I'm not a
that's-
single
It's
Single
half
ply.
a ply. Scott's is half ply.
I'm above a single ply.
but it doesn't drive you crazy.
No.
Oh, you cry?
It's okay.
Don't cry.
That's
my God.
happening again. I don't know.
I make it into a baseball mitt anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Oh my
Yeah, but it
God.
does. But
I opened
it's
the
rough.
door at him one
It's
time.
bad.
I opened the door at him one time, and he was sitting there, and it looked like he had a cast on his arm. I was like, "My God, man!"
But it's like, don't you tell your wife, why are we living like this? Like,
No,
why can't
It's
we
a
get?
battle. I just choose not to fight.
And
Yeah.
I think
But
this
why
is all
is it a
lies.
battle?
I think it's all lies. I think the wipes are fine for the like. Why do they sell them?
Yeah,
They're fine.
Pretty
Absolutely
fancy city
fine.
folk that don't have the septic tanks.
I'm just-
fancy city water
every
can take it.
but every plumber has told me the same thing about the wipes.
Well,
so
they change the laws, plumbers. They change the laws. They still sell them.
Well, they sell tampons too, but you're not supposed to flush those
I
out.
flush
They-
everything.
I flush condoms.
I
all
flush
the time.
candy
Oh
wrappers
my
so my
god,
wife
that's
doesn't
worse.
see it.
That is so much worse for your septic
It
tank.
keeps the plumbers in business because that's
Plumbers over here flushing condoms every day.
Oh my God.
that's the
What am I supposed to
majority.
do with them?
Toss them in the trash.
No, that's gross.
Do
That's
you
like
tie
them.
them in a knot before you flush them, or do you just flush them open?
Actually,
Wait.
I shake it out first. So
Shake it out.
my God,
I just threw
you're
up.
a horrible person.
You
use condoms?
yeah, oh yeah, that's the thing. Yeah,
Yeah, but he uses
It's
them as
weird.
toilet paper. It's crazy.
It's weird. He's the only
Recycle
person.
now,
I see condoms at the store. I'm like, who the hell buys those? Seriously, I've not seen a person buy condoms or even known a person who's bought condoms in
How do you
goddamn
think
20
we started
years.
COVID?
My
Yeah.
mind is.
I've never bought a
blown.
condom in my entire life.
Wow. I've bought condoms.
I've used condoms 5 times in my life when I was a teen.
Oh man, I went through a stretch where I was having
What
them.
made you stop?
Okay, you want to hear something embarrassing? I went through a stretch where I was having them delivered from an adult novelty company in a jumbo box.
Oh, I get that from Amazon.
Yeah, I was getting from like
get a
Adam and
box
Eve.
of
Do you get ribbed for
Yeah.
pleasure?
Back in the day when I was, because I was like no cell phone with a camera having, I could blank anything I wanted to, guy. Back, I'm the oldest here. Back in the old Wild West, you'd get a catalog from Adam and Eve when catalogs are still a thing, and you sign up to get like 100 assorted box of rando, like glow in the dark flavor, and they'd send you a huge box of condoms, and you'd put it by your bed.
So you put
And
them
I
in
had
your
that.
bedstand?
No, I put them all in. I filled my bedstand like it was like you're filling up a novelty Halloween candy bowl. I filled it with condoms, and I used them. Like I probably used like half of them, and then I had to move, and I left them there.
Dude, I remember the first time I bought condoms. I bought a box of like a 50-piece.
Yeah, you don't need a 50 piece.
And they
You get
were
a
It's
two-piece
not a
all
bucket
white.
of chicken.
Yeah, 2-piece all white French fries biscuit.
they were non-lubricated.
Oh,
So they were basically like a
that's
box of
putting on-
balloons.
That's like putting on, you know what that is?
Dust on them. White medical dust.
It's that latex dust.
It's like, it's as hard as putting on your
Extra
socks.
dry.
You're trying to put your socks on after a shower.
Oh.
I get out the shower and I'm pulling them all the way up to
Blow off the white medicated dust.
I also dated a girl. And I was wearing a condom, and we were in the middle of intimacy, right? And she's like, I'm allergic to latex.
Oh, then you just don't use
And
it.
then I'm like, oh. No, we were involved
Sheepskin
at the
bedding.
time. And she's like, oh,
Why
I'm
did she wait until it was already happening?
No, I don't know.
Idiot.
That's what I said.
What do you still bring them in your wallet?
No,
what
you
should I
never
tell my
said
son?
that, right?
Yeah, it heats them up, and then they biodegrade in your wallet.
They'll
So what
have
do you
to-
put
they'll
in
have
your
it
pocket?
their fanny pack.
I think you're supposed to put it in. Yeah,
They're gonna call dad. Hey, dad, bring me my condom.
Oh my God!
I think
no.
your kids it'll be in like an app or something.
Hold on, let me scan this QR.
Yeah.
There it goes. All right, it's on digitally. It says, "Hey, I don't know if this is right, but it says it's connected."
Always play it safe.
That'll be what you're talking about, right?
What? I don't know anything
Hold
about.
on, let me download a condom.
Bringing.
God,
I never
Wi-Fi
dated in my life, so I have no advice for my sons about what to do when they start dating, like with the condoms or whatever.
Tell them to put it on their head, over their nose.
Like, does everybody just bring them in their pocket?
It's not rocket
every day?
science, dude. It's a condom.
I think.
Well, I'm just saying, do you throw it in your pocket? Where do you bring it?
Yeah, you put
Yeah,
it.
you got some in
You
your.
put it on before you go out.
You got some in your glove box,
I
right?
tried
You
that.
got some in your pocket.
I tried that. Next thing you know, it falls out of your pants like you're doing Dance Dance Revolution.
Yeah, so you have some emergency in your car and
Nightstand.
Yeah.
I mean,
It was always nightstand and glove box for me. And
Yeah.
even glove box, I didn't like leaving them in there at night. I would, but during the day, it's like sunscreen.
Melting,
Yeah,
yeah.
you don't want them melting.
yeah,
in
as
there.
long as you don't hold it in your hand the whole time, because that would be awkward.
It's like hamburger patty rules. You don't want your hands heating up the fat in the patties. You know, like
And,
I'll tell them. You don't
No,
want me to tell them.
no, I'll tell them. I just, I don't even know what the.
Uncle Travis will tell him.
He does have the most experience with condoms.
He does. He's take him to the source.
I'm not like-
Would you dress like a condom?
Yeah. I'll dress like Jimmy.
Dr.
Yeah.
Condom.
Speaking of like a British
Voicemail.
accent. All right, voicemail now.
Hey, Tom and Dan, BDM Patrick here. Listening to you guys on the Friday Free Show talk about congratulating a dad for being a good parent. It reminded me of last week. I went to a Flogging Molly Streetlight Manifesto show at St. Augustine Amphitheater, and I brought my 11-year-old son. And I felt guilty because it was a school night. It was a Sunday night about 7 o'clock. So I thought I was a bad dad for that. But then while we were mosh pitting around, everybody kept coming up to me saying, "Oh, you're such a great dad, starting him young, it was great." The only problem is everybody saying that had either face tattoos or nose piercings or looked like a total scumbag. So that made me a little uneasy. And then one parent had their daughter there, which I saw her standing beer to time and time again. Turned out that girl was 12, and then I really started to think, maybe I'm not such a great dad if all these people think I'm wonderful, and really maybe start rethinking my choices. So also, the St. Augustine punk rock scene is not great. Most people were super old, sitting in their seats, and complaining about us mosh pitting. So don't go to a punk show.
Well, the fact that you're
in
saying
an old
mosh
town.
pitting instead of moshing
So, like,
says that you're a couple years away from that, sir.
Made you mad with a nose ring comment.
Yeah.
Hey, Tom and Dan, BDM.
Well, if anything, your son will remember the
Yeah, you
fact that
shared
you
a
took
cool
him.
experience, and
Yeah.
it's fine, even if he's tired at school the next day.
But I do understand what he's saying, and I get this a lot too, where people
were just talking about
will tell me they're like, "Oh, you're a great dad. Like I see you playing with your sons on the internet. Like my dad didn't even play with me once, or just took off." And I'm like, "Well, that's what you're comparing me to? Like I'm better than the guy that took off? Well, that's not very good. Like you're comparing me to
1% better, buddy.
Yeah, but you're saying like like you run faster than Jana Banana. Like it's like all right.
Wow.
No, I'm just saying. I was like,
right.
what? Like, what is that?
Right. No, I see what you're
You're
saying.
comparing me to your dad that took off to buy a pack of cigarettes and never came back. Well,
Well,
of course I'm better than that guy.
it's also,
not that much, not that good.
It's like a dad cliche, right? Like the young kid whose parents are cool enough to take him to like the rock show, right? Like that's a cliche at this point. Like we all see it. I went to a Social Distortion concert, and you saw the guy that was up front with his son, and they're both like dressed like rockabilly. And then Mike Ness calls him up on stage, and everybody around me was doing the stereotype. Oh, the coolest dad. That's a cool. Like it's a thing. You know, like the little kid, he got up there, he played with Green Day, or you took him to the show. Like, that's like a thing now. So I think you get people that want to do it, and then not only do you get that, but you get people that want to, like, tell you that you are that.
Let's talk about the kid that plays with the Foo Fighters because I saw this in
Please
person.
tell me you're gonna crap on this a little bit.
Yes, I will.
Yes.
Because I saw this when I saw Foo Fighters and Weezer back in Tampa,
Yeah.
back when I still did something.
What a lineup, too, man. Weezer opening for Foo Fighters. That's dope.
Yeah,
And I
that's
think
crazy.
it's something that Foo Fighters does, like
Green Day does it, too.
at Green Day or whatever. Well, they get the kid. When I saw it happen, they make it look like they just picked a random kid out of
Right.
the audience and they brought him in, like, hey, do you know how to play the Mentos one? And then he's like, yes, I do. And like, well, let's see. But it's all pre-planned, and they
has to
practice it. And they either submitted some sort of tapes or like even were at the rehearsal and they gave them front row seats. They're like, who wants to play?
Well, they don't even do that anymore. Now they just find out whatever kid's viral on TikTok and then they just bring them out on stage with them.
Yeah,
they don't even pull anybody out of the
Oh,
audience
okay,
anymore.
okay,
No, they're lazy
Yeah.
now.
But it's all fake. And it's
like-
never. Has it ever been someone randomly
I think
from the
back
crowd?
in the day, like I know
Yeah.
for sure, like shows I went to, it would be random people,
The
but
Mike
it
Ness
wouldn't be
one-
little kids. It'd be like teenagers, you know?
Yeah, the Mike Ness one was rando, but that was the reason we knew it was rando is because people were always commenting about this kid who had like a huge mohawk. Like he was a spectacle kid, right?
But
like-
did they know that he
No,
could do it?
No,
Because
he didn't know. He didn't play guitar. He just got passed up to the front and he sang. It wasn't a drumming thing. It was like a singing thing.
So basically, it was just singing along.
Yeah, and he just had
okay.
a unique look. He looked cute, like a cute kid with a crazy mohawk. You know, it's cool. But that one seemed completely like he was like, "Hey, it's cool you brought that kid. Bring him up here. We'll have him sing." You know,
But I feel like you know when it's like the random kid. Like I saw
You
a
do
video.
know.
I
Because
think
they're
the-
not perfect.
Yeah, I think the band was called Idols. I think it's
Idols,
called-
yeah.
And it
I
had,
like Idols
They
a
had like
lot.
a 12-year-old kid go on stage and like this like hardcore phenom or whatever. He sucked. So that's how you know there was a random kid.
Right.
Because the
Yeah.
kid was horrible.
Well,
Yeah.
who started it? And I'm sure, like,
that's a great question.
when it started,
How would he track that back?
and it goes well, I'm sure there's probably some sort of internet detective or like this band was the first person to bring the kid in, let him play. Like when it works out as great, and then I'm sure though they started planting him because they'd bring a kid up on stage and he couldn't
those
do it,
are
right?
the ones you want to see, right?
And then they
where the
boo-
kid chokes. You want to see the kid,
But they never choke. That's why I'm saying I
Yeah.
think they're all rigged. They all know.
but there had to have been one,
Right.
in order to make them all rigged.
Yes, yeah.
And where do we find that one? Where was the one where the kid got up there and they're
and
like,
he couldn't play, and then
Yeah,
he's
maybe
crying,
Butler.
peeing
yeah,
his
they're like
pants.
play
Maybe-
Big Me,
maybe-
and he's up there and he's like,
I'm saying.
I got nothing.
Because they get nervous. Like a kid would be freeze,
Of
and then
course, yeah.
dude.
100%.
Maybe,
Even the kid in the one I'm telling you about with Social Distortion, when he was up there with Mike Ness, you could feel the nerves. You know, he's like
Yeah.
singing. What's their big hit?
I forget.
Off of Mommy's Little Monster. What? Anyway, like he's singing like the most popular song, and the kid can barely get the words out. And you can tell he was like starstruck. He's standing up there with one of his dad's favorite bands, and he knows the song, but he couldn't get it out. He couldn't articulate it.
It's like a lead singer when they they put the mic out to the crowd, and then some drunk guy grabs it
I
and
always
then
hate
puts
that.
it in his mouth. And he's like, like, get out. Like you blew it.
I've always hated that. I was watching. I think it was like Lollapalooza. We're watching the Chili Peppers, and they're playing Under the Bridge. Everybody was like ding, 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 ding. They hand the mic down because we're all gonna sing it, and some big chunkus has it. Sometimes I feel like.
It's all over modulated.
Stop screaming.
Get it out. Get it away from him.
Yeah.
Never give it to anybody random. They ruin it. They ruin it for everybody.
That's why they got to pre-plan it.
Yeah.
Let's try.
But
this
then
one.
but since it's pre-planned, it makes it worse for me. Then I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
oh,
agree.
okay.
You're never happy.
That's how I got into Monsters.
I want it to be real and good.
That's how I got into Monsters
Impossible.
Band.
Yes.
I sent a viral video and
Yeah.
then and that was pre-planned.
Very good.
All right, let's this guy.
Yeah, let's try this one.
So I applied for a job this weekend. Excuse me, I got that Mountain Dew cough. I applied for a job
Oh,
this weekend.
man. You guys perpetuated this.
Hold on a second. That's a sort of. This guy's got the goods. That's funny.
Those MDCs.
All right, I'll start it back over here.
Excuse me, I got that Mountain Dew cough. I applied for a job this weekend and got a call from some random number. And I usually like to answer the calls because they're scammy. I like to mess with them. But anyway, he calls and he's like, it's like this Eastern European, really thick accent. You know, he's like telling me about the job. And, you know, it's a delivery job. And so he's like, you know, we call you anytime you have to be, at the airport in 45 minutes or 55 minutes. We call you, we have medical supply or human body part or human blood, and you have to be at the airport in 45 minutes. And I'm like, I'm not sure. He's like, this is a great job for you. You want this job? You have to be at the airport. 45 minutes, bag of blood. Anyway, I'll start Monday. I'll let you know how it goes.
That's an awesome voicemail. That's what I want, folks. If you want to know what I want in a voicemail, that had everything.
So it was just some sort of driver job, or you
call us back, buddy. I want to know. I want to know what happened. Did you get a bag of blood?
What kind of body parts you getting, buddy?
I knew a guy that used to drive body parts, and he was like a nerd. And I think these are the perfect people for the job. No, that guy, and another guy I knew that was a nerd that used to do it. And I would, hey, open it up. No, they are no, no, sir. I will not mess around with this at all.
Well, you have to be certified. Then you have to get some sort of sticker for your car saying you've got hazardous human material.
How much money can you make? Have we done that on Weird Job?
We did. We talked to somebody. I can't remember what the.
Do they tape it shut like Uber Eats? So you can...
The one that I was like clowning with the guy. Yeah, it was all taped up.
They stapled.
By the way, can we? I know I probably said it during the like Weird Job, and this, I'm sure some comedian said it before, but can you put it in some sort of medical thing instead of an igloo cooler?
Right.
Like the fact that the heart, the human heart is in some sort of igloo cooler that my stepdad would take to lunch in his construction job.
Right.
It's like, I don't.
It's no different. Like even my sunglasses have a special case made just for them.
Yeah,
like, my sunglasses.
You can't get
and
a
they're
heart
from
cooler.
Blenders. They're like $28 or something. You know, like.
And I know that this whole thing like is going to be charged. Like your insurance company or whoever's paying for the heart transplant is going to be charged hundreds of thousands of dollars, right? Like, how much does a heart transplant cost?
A lot.
Yeah, like hundreds of thousands of dollars, and you're taking the heart in an igloo cooler.
If my AirPods can charge themselves in its case, you'd think that'd be
make a heart something, right?
Can you get any surgery you want?
Electively, yeah. Depends on where you go.
Can I be like, yo, I want a new heart?
You gotta go to like
India, Mexico or something.
Yeah.
But there are places,
medical tourism, yeah.
But there are places that I can get any surgery I want. Like if I want to swap out my eyeballs, Dunzo, I can do it.
No guarantee with success, but yes.
Well, yeah, I'm not guaranteed. Nothing's guaranteed.
Can you get a new heart for no reason?
That's what I want to do.
Yeah, like I want a different one.
Yeah, this one sucks. Like a kid. You know, kids don't know that things suck, but they just complain because it's old. You're like, this heart sucks. I want to do My daughter does it with like shoes. I'm like, those are brand new. What are you talking about? These are not cool now.
I don't know if this is true, and it could have just been BS. But the Dice Man claimed that he knew some doctor in Brazil, and he was like, they were gonna do like he bet somebody of his $50,000 to take out one of his testicles, and he wanted it for his like mantle. Same thing with like the leg thing, and they were gonna put in a noodle coal or whatever, like one of fake testicles, and then take out a person's real one, but for no reason other than the bet. And he said that there was a doctor in Brazil that would do the procedure, no problem.
Dice Man is just one level below Squid Game guy. Like, betting on lives.
He's also turned his back on his crazier ways. You know, like he's not in that world anymore.
Okay. Well, I don't know. He may still be. Who knows?
I think he still has his connections, but I don't think he's day to day. He used to be day to day in the chat room.
I don't know if it's true though. If you can find a doctor,
I'm sure you can.
In the chat room.
Dark web.
Tijuana, right?
Just Jen said something that's very interesting. She says, I found a guy on Instagram that had 2 of his fingers amputated. He is turning himself into an alien. Please send us that guy's name. I'd love to interview that guy.
Yikes.
So if you go
Body modification is cool.
If you go to Tijuana, there is a doctor that will do anything, right? Yeah. It's nothing matters.
You go to Venezuela, I'm sure you can find a doctor that will do it.
Like amputate your leg or something. Like
for the right amount of money, I bet. Yeah.
You know the people that are have some sort of amputee fetish or something, and they're like addicted to amputating.
They covered that on Nip Tuck. Remember that show, Nip Tuck?
And they find a doctor that eventually does it, right?
So some of them
do. It's like black market medical facilities.
And some of them die because they're doing it out of a guy's apartment in Queens or something.
There's this like misconception of third world countries having like really horrible healthcare and stuff like that. Which actually they have amazing healthcare. Like Cuba
for the rich,
like some of the best doctors like Cuba. They come out of Cuba. Same thing with Venezuela.
Yeah.
So I'm sure if you were to go to somebody who's struggling like financially, and you were to tell him, hey, we're going to give you $2 million for you to cut this guy's leg off, I'm sure they'll take it.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
obviously, maybe not a reputable doctor, but I'm sure you can find one.
You bring up a good point, because when someone looks at a country, they're like, oh, horrible healthcare. The rich always have good healthcare.
Right.
Look at the worst country where the rich, richest people are fine. Their healthcare. It's the everybody else. That's where.
But I'm also talking about like education itself, like the actual doctors themselves.
Oh
Like,
yeah, they're great.
very good doctors. You know?
In some cases, like I people have told me that they do better breast augmentations in Colombia for the money you spend than they do in the United States for that amount of money. Like for $5,000, you can get a better breast augmentation done by a better doctor than you can in the United States for the same amount of money.
Like-
now, if you spend like $25,000, you probably get a better one in the United
Like
States.
breast augmentation in Venezuela, it seems like they just give them away for free.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's just like everybody has them.
We should do
butts,
that.
too.
We should never been done before in radio. We should give away a pair of boobs.
We're gonna write that down.
Write that down.
All right, bye.
Someone could take mine.